All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. This is the Snort Report, all brought to you by the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. All brought to you by Snortbucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to make our way through Goutopia, at least in the month of January. Yet again, we're making strides, so I won't hold you guys off. There will be no chewing the fat with GTG at the moment, and so on and so forth. And in the efforts to continue on our way, yet again, 5 videos to make up our broadcast, all brought to us by Burnell, DSP. Hopefully you guys are doing well and whatnot, and hopefully this helps you start your day, end your day, or get through it and whatnot. I wish you guys the best all around, not just in the viewers, as it pertains to my fellow detractors, and so on and so forth. And that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just go ahead and get started, and I'll see you guys in just a second. See, that was smooth. That was smooth.
Play the game!
Warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
What? He wasn't there. No, he wasn't there on my screen. Sorry, he wasn't there. He was completely invisible. They didn't fucking, they didn't render him.
He looked right at that guy. I want him to say that they didn't generate him on his screen this time around. He looked right at him. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the first video that will make up our broadcast, all brought to us by Burnell, DSP. First video, destroyed in Call of Gouty, greedy Microsoft, missing the restaurants, and more talk about feces, because what would be a DSP video without poo? This was published on January 22nd of 2021. The link will be down in the description. Here we go. Here we go.
What? Dude, I swear to God, I can't see these people. I can't see them.
Aim is fucking amazing. Oh, ungodly aim, by the way. The hog gods would be very much appreciative of it. So which one is it, though? Seriously, ladies and gentlemen. Is it that the game isn't rendering them, or he can't see? Which one is it? Is the gunner glasses really putting him at a deficit? What's the problem? And the aim. Is the opponent not rendering on his screen now, too? And that's why his aim is all over the place? Is he shooting at a mirage? Is that what that is? Are they snorts in the wind? The snorts of enemies past coming back to haunt him? Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. It's like he's on the river Styx or something. Oh, shit.
I suck. I couldn't hit him at all. I couldn't hit him at all. We're taking control.
Here's the problem with his camping, though. And there's 2 people that camp pretty well. Wings used to, but Mr. Soldier, he rushes. He's more of a rusher now. But But Mr. Soldier had a series for a very long time called Camp to Win. And the thing is, and anybody who plays Call of Duty or who has played Call of Duty, you know this. If you're going to prop yourself into one spot, there is more than likely, at the very least, 2 to 3 entryways that are going to coincide to where you're at, unless you're in the back of the map. And even then, you can be flanked or whatever the case may be. So he props himself basically in the middle courtyard, maybe not even courtyard, middle lobby of the particular building he's in. You're scoped out this way. You know damn well that the area you came from is still open and you're susceptible to being flanked. And then there's at least one more area somewhere that he's not paying attention that he can also be flanked on. But he's going to go ahead and, what does he call it? Laser focus or whatever fucking dumb term he uses to sit here and worry on this one opening. And he's going to wonder why he got killed. If that ends up happening, of course. Like, the dude has no... He has no instinct. And he has no... Even now, I mean, even in real life, to be honest. But he has no idea of... He can't read a room. He doesn't have any idea... Or he's not competent of his situation at any given time. And that's why he looks like a fucking idiot. And that's why people clown him the way he does. Because he's completely oblivious to anything and everything that's going around him outside of what he's choosing to focus on. And then what? Then he doesn't have a backup plan. And then we die, and then we come up with all these reasons and excuses to try to shield himself to make himself seem like less of an idiot. But it just makes it worse. You made a bad decision. Just admit it. I mean, your life is full of bad decisions. Just admit it. You know, hey, I fucked up. That was stupid. Hey, maybe I should have moved around. Hey, maybe I should have went ahead and put myself into a corner that had better coverage. I don't know. Just something more than what's going to come up next.
He wasn't there. He didn't show up on my screen. There was no one there. There was no one on my screen. No one.
He came up on a blind spot.
This is so bad. How is this gameplay acceptable? These people aren't there.
There's the salt. The delicious salt.
Wow. First it shoots to the right, I adjust, now it's shooting to the left. No bullets hit the guy, and then he just insta-kills me. I never see anyone go out.
Oh yeah, someone, a couple of you guys laid down some comments that were correct. That at least to an extent, they were correct. That hip firing isn't as effective as it once was, right? Which you're absolutely correct. But him aiming down sight isn't helping either. His reactions are too slow. So all I'm saying is that he might as well try to put as many bullets down range before he ADSs. You know what I'm saying? Then just sit there in ADS and just get blasted. At least, or either that, or run around with a shotgun, or get a better submachine gun or a PDW. Do something. Like, ARs aren't helping him. So maybe he needs to run around with a submachine gun or a shotgun. And if that's the case, he would actually have to go in and actually specialize the weapon to his strengths, which is a problem because he doesn't have any. But he would have to actually build the weapon to certain qualifications that would help him. He needs a high rate of, as far as I see it, he needs a high rate of fire. He needs really good handling, and he needs something that has a lot of hip fire, or he needs the attachments needed that will give him good hip fire. And he needs a laser sight, even though the laser sight's not going to help him because his vision's shit. I mean, that's just my opinion, of course, but that's kind of what he needs, especially if he's going to run around doing what he's doing. Him trying to play stationary, move around cover, stuff like that, it's not going to work. It's just not working for him. He needs to do something else. But at least with what he's doing now, he needs to develop a better habit with aiming from the hip, or shooting from the hip, I should say. And you know what I'm saying? And make the best of that situation. If not, he's just going to keep racking up the deaths that he's doing. And it's funny too, because more often than not, given what I could only assume what his KD is, he's already at the bottom of the rungs of skill-based matchmaking. So he's in a pretty good spot. At the same time, though, too, he has really shitty Well, more often than not, I should say. He has really shitty teammates, right? But he doesn't know how to use his teammates correctly. We've talked about this, about using them as meat shields and shit. He won't do that. Or he doesn't know how to do that. Whatever the case. Ignorance is bliss, I suppose. If he's not going to build a better weapon, then he needs to have a better tactic. And if he doesn't have good tactics, then he needs to develop a better strategy. It has to be one of the three. It should be a combination of the three for any of you guys who are Call of Duty heads. But he needs to do something. And at the very least, pump as many bullets down range as you can and pray that you can at least throw off his opposition's aim or force them to get under cover and then rush them and hope to pin them down. Something. But, like I said, you guys brought up some really good points, though.
I hit him 4 times, perfect sniper shot, insta-kill. How is that possible? Not possible at all. If he's got 4 bullets in him, no, he cannot fire a perfect sniper shot. He'd be either dead or completely debilitated and would not be able to get a sniper shot off. Complete garbage gameplay.
Was 100% solved.
Get to work. Wow. Instantly killed again. Complete bullshit, no explanation, instant kill. Of course, my team sus lets him in our fucking house and gets him from behind. Great play. Oh! What is going on? Purple shit flying everywhere. It's just stupid. Jesus, so many explosions over there? What happened?
Oh shit, it's like these knives only, or only use me blade. Just running around there looking to get the gout. Like, just looking to cut it out. Jesus Christ, Phil. And yet again, you're up there, you're perched at that window, and did you forget you're still very much in an open area? Like, I was going to say from the stairwell there on the outside, someone could shoot him, but he's actually tucked into that corner. So at least for that, he could say he's pretty smart. But clearly, either someone can hear him moving around or someone knows he's in there. He needs to cover his bases. It's not just point and shoot and you win. There's a little bit more into this.
He's running around the map with a stupid knife and he's getting away with it because the spawns are so dumb. It frequently spawns them behind him. What? Full auto open fire. That's not what happened on my screen. He was running straight towards me, full auto open fire with at least 4 or 5 hits. Then all of a sudden, insta kill. On his screen, he got the drop on me and shot me first. This is what I mean about the servers. They're terrible. Shot my ass. What the hell was that? Again, my whole clip into his body, and it's not detecting because of the lag. There's no way I can come back from this. That's why my teammates are quitting, see? There's no way you can come back from this. The connection is so bad. The connection is so bad, my kill death ratio is going to be bad. We're winning the fight, but my kill death ratio, I can't kill anyone because of the fucking lag. I'm shooting him in the face. There's no one else I can be hitting. I'm shooting him directly in the face. He doesn't go down, I die instantly. These connections are so bad, dude. How many
he almost killed that guy. I'll give him credit. He almost killed that guy.
Ridiculous. How many bullets have to go into that guy for him to die?
And by the way, after all that salt, 'cause that was a lot of salt, definitely need to use some gin here.
This morning it was announced by Microsoft that Halo Infinite is canceled. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. No, what actually happened is Microsoft announced this morning that they are dramatically increasing the price of an Xbox Live Gold subscription. Dramatically increasing, as in doubling the fucking price for no reason. Okay? Now, let's talk a little bit. Xbox Live Gold is the subscription service you pay for to play games online on Microsoft consoles. That's Xbox 360, Xbox One, and the variations of the Xbox Series S and X, alright? You need to have an Xbox Live Gold subscription.
It's pretty easy to do fraud on the internet these days. It's pretty fucked up, but yeah, it's pretty damned easy, so.
They doubled the price, so now a year of Xbox Live Gold is $120. $120 to play your games online.
How many people are still paying $60 a year, though? Like, to be honest, like, most of the people that I know, just because they've been on Microsoft for so long, or because they've been on Xbox Live for so long, I can't even remember the last time I paid $60 a year. Usually I pay $40. Usually. And then if like I haven't played my Xbox for a while, I'll just call and like temporarily stop my service, and then I'll just call them back when I'm ready to turn it back on. You can do that too. Some people actually are surprised that you can do that. I don't know if you can do that with Sony though. I don't know. I spent a lot of time on my PlayStation anyway. But in any case, though, I just can't remember the last time anybody's played 60 or like paid $60 for it. That just seems ugh. And there are outlets too where you can go and you can buy a year subscription for less than $60. So I mean, I'm sure most of you guys already know this. So I don't know why that would even be a thing. But are any of us really surprised? The prices of games are going up, right? So, eventually they all will go up. Should any of us really be surprised that they would charge us more for the service? And to be honest, that was one of the big things that Sony had over Microsoft, is the fact that you could play your games online for free, but then they went ahead and developed PlayStation Plus and whatnot, and then you get your 2 free games a month or whatever the case may be, and so on and so forth. But I think if Sony had still kept it to where you can choose to pay for PlayStation Plus just so you can get the free games and whatever. But if you want to go online, if you want to go on PSN Live or whatever the case, you still can, and that should be free. They should have done that. You know what I'm saying? And Microsoft, granted, they should have done it too, but you can convince people to pay for a service and they're okay with it, or it can be justified in their own mind, then they're going to keep doing it. There's always going to be resistance. Excuse me. There'll always be resistance, right? But eventually people are just going to adapt to it. I assume whoever it was that said, hey, we should double the price instead of making it, I don't know, $80 or $100, like make it gradual, make it seem like it's not that much of a hit, instead of just going ahead and doubling it up. Yes, there's a bunch of people at home. Yes, there's a bunch of people who are stuck because of the pandemic and they're pretty much completely reliant on digital entertainment. Don't try to fuck them like that. That's absolute bullshit. Excuse me. That's absolute bullshit. But, I mean, yet again, we were going to get there eventually. Like, sooner or later, they're going to do it. I don't even know if it's even worthwhile. Like, Xbox don't got no game. Xbox doesn't have any games. So, and even with the free games that you supposedly get each and every month, I should probably turn on my Xbox to look. Are they really yours, though? Like, yeah, you download them and so on and so forth, but, like, actually, now I think about it, I should test that. If your Xbox Live expired, would you still have those games, or would those games be locked? Now I want to kind of know if that's the case or not. I should try that for PlayStation 2. That would be, I mean, just for the sake of argument. But eventually, the point being, ladies and gentlemen, is eventually we were going to get there. That's just what it is. Like, sooner than later, hopefully later, much later, games are going to be $100, ladies and gentlemen. Sooner than later, games are going to be $100. It's where we're going. Sooner than later.
For 6 months. Basically, they doubled everything. Every pricing was completely doubled. Alright? Now, if you compare this to the cost of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, it's only a few dollars cheaper. Like, I think Game Pass Ultimate is $15 a month. And like I said, that includes Xbox Live Gold and everything. So you do the math, right? Oh, so you're telling me for like $3, $4 more a month, I get access to all these games, plus the same online service I've always had. It's a no-brainer. I'm just going to get Game Pass Ultimate then, so I can get all these games paired in with it too. You see?
It's greed.
Well, then, yet again, that's part of the marketing strategy. Maybe that's why they want to prop that service up, and the only way to do so is raise the price of Xbox Live. That makes sense, I guess. But either way, the point being is there was always going to be a price hike. It's just every couple years it's going to happen. Just like the price of new consoles, I should say, go up each and every month or every year. And how it's starting to become, well, so to speak, I don't know. I need to reach out to a couple people. I might reach out to Paul and see where I can find like some retro consoles, because there's a couple of them I really like to get my hands on, outside of eBay, of course. It's starting to get harder and harder to find older consoles. You know what I mean? So it's funny how we're raising the price on the newer ones, but then a lot of these same publishers are discontinuing the manufacture of some of the older ones. Granted, it makes sense. You're not going to make PS2s forever, right? But still, it's kind of nice to still have it around, you know, or have some extra ones, I should say. That's really why I really want to purchase some. It's nice to have a few extra ones around.
Pathetic greed, but that's what happens. That's American greed for you, folks.
So I think what's going on here is Microsoft is attempting to get people to convert. All right. Now, is it ethical overnight to double the price of a service with seriously zero improvements to justify that? No, it's completely unethical. However, there's a major update which Microsoft did not emphasize in their original announcement, which is really fucking stupid. If you are a legacy subscriber of Xbox Live Gold, meaning if you've always had an ongoing Xbox Live Gold subscription, the cost of your sub will not go up. If you're on auto renew and you always have been paying $60 a year, it won't go up. It's going to auto renew at $60 a year. It's only for new customers, all right, who are just getting an Xbox Live Gold subscription that it's going to have the increased pricing, all right? Blah 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 blah. I don't think that it's moral. I think it's very underhanded and a kind of dirty practice. I guess we're gonna have to see what happens here, but it's not a good sign. I'm being honest here. Game Pass.
I mean, he says that people who get advanced game copies, influencer game copies, whatever, he says that's a dirty practice, and that's immoral because you're cutting out, you're elevating the chosen few, as he likes to say it, and you're basically leaving everybody else out in the wind. But if you're not doing this for profit, you're not going to care. And if you are doing it for profit and you have people and you have an audience that rides with you no matter what, then they can still watch the other people and still watch you. It's greed. It's greed, and it's massively strong.
Value, and over time, this is so much better than buying each game per diem, or we want to say each per game. I have to pay $60 or whatever, $70. I mean, yeah, at face value, it looks good, but you have to understand that this could lead to the slippery slope. And these are business people. These are they may be gamers, but let's face it, they're business people. Their job is to make money. Their job is to milk you for every penny they can get out of you. That's their job. They literally get paid. They get bonuses. They get performance evaluated on milking money out of the customer base. So understand that when you jump into Game Pass
theoretically,
Ultimate,
he does too, just without the bonuses and the raises or anything. Same concept. Like his lack of self-awareness is amazing. in a sad sort of way. Still humorous, but still in a sad sort of way. If you really think about it. Don't think about it too hard because it's not really worth it. But if you think about it, he believes he's running his air quotes business like any Fortune 500 company is. Like, right? He believes he's emulating that. So when he has to do certain things, hey, that's what they do in the business world. You guys are stupid kids and you don't understand how the business world works, but I do. You know what I'm saying? So, this is just the cost of doing business, especially if you're a small business owner. I bet you that's how he justifies it. Wow.
you are taking that first step into an ongoing subscription-based relationship that now puts the power in the hands of Microsoft. And we have to see what happens. Maybe they'll do the right thing. Maybe they won't. This is a first for Microsoft, right? All I can tell you is, overnight, when they say they're doubling the price of Xbox Live Gold for no reason at all, that is the first bad sign. Seriously. So, I guess we'll see what happens, but obviously, we'll have to see. We'll just have to see. I don't know what else to say. Okay? But that's what's going on in gaming news right now.
過酷な運命を背負って極道の抗争に巻き込まれていた
I hate the fact that everything's virtual. Obviously, I like doing certain things in person. I like sitting down to a nice meal at a restaurant with my wife, enjoying the atmosphere, the music that they play, getting a fresh meal fresh out of the kitchen, prepared nice.
Oh, meal fresh out of the kitchen. All right, whatever. How would he enjoy that when he's broke and he can barely pay for groceries? But we can pay to go out to a nice restaurant and have the ambiance of that and have a freshly made, skillfully crafted meal brought out to us? How the fuck does that happen and you can't afford groceries, my dude? And bills are at the hilt and you don't know how you're going to pay them. Are we forgetting why we're begging? I swear he does this. Like his brain shuts the fuck off and he just forgets, oh, wait a second, I'm supposed to be broke. I'm supposed to be poor. I'm supposed to be on the verge of losing my business and my house. Next minute, oh yeah, guys, we went to this great restaurant. We had $30 bowls of ramen and it was the best ramen I ever had. Fucking nut. And see, that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you don't know how to tell the truth. Like, in his reality, lying is the truth. Because, for one, you have to believe it yourself, and he do, because he's such a victim, right? And two, in his head, who's going to be able to prove it? Who's really going to sit there and connect the dots? What group of people, if you will, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, are going to connect the dots and eventually call me out on it? Womp womp.
Amazing. Today you can order the same food and it comes delivery and it's completely different, right?
Whining, complaining. Alright guys, I am back from break. How you guys doing? What's hilarious is people saying, what is Phil doing during break? I was taking a shit. I was opening my sphincter and releasing fecal matter into the toilet. What did you think I was doing? This is what I do. When I take a break, I use the bathroom. I had to do it. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Feel us.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into let's go ahead and go into our first break, and then I'll see you guys for the second video that'll make up our broadcast. I will see you guys in just a second. I'm sorry. His fascination with feces, dude, is crazy. It's just really, really nuts. Really, really nuts. Whatever.
Warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
DJ, I'll gift a tier 1 sub. Cool. Now I have to quit that lobby because unfortunately a troll just joined it. Tennies and Juice, just seriously, how do you know when a troll is in the match? Because it's that Jose guy has been doing it for about a year now. Not even kidding. He comes in the match and he crashes.
Oh, big ups, Jose. Got his bitch ass running. Never seen a pig move that fast. Well, that's not true. Like, baby piglets move pretty fucking fast now that I think about it. Holy shit. They move pretty fucking fast. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the second video that will make up our broadcast. Brought to us by Burnell, DSP. Humiliated in Street Fighter. Massive salt. Massive ego. Running away from... I'm sorry. Running away from Gojitenks. Oh... I feel like he's always running away from Gojitenks. And rage quitting lobbies. This is from January 23rd of 2021, our year of Greece. The link will be down in the description. The original salt and grease combination. Let's get it.
Games, it won't work, and then basically no one can play. So every time he joins a lobby, since this game is incomplete, and they never actually added the feature to kick someone from a lobby, every time he joins a lobby, the lobby's dead and everyone has to leave. So, he's just an asshole. He's been doing it, like I said, about the last year I've been playing.
Wow, really? Slap beats and choking. Oh no, jab into super.
Wait. Okay, so DSP is playing Sean, right? Yeah, he is. Okay, so DSP plays Hugo, so he should know and understand Hugo's properties and some of his priority on his normals, right? And you're seeing this Hugo doing just that. You're not seeing him trying to react with special moves like Phil's dumbass. He's using his normals to his range, to his to his advantage or whatnot. But Phil plays Hugo. He should know some of these things. When you play a character, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, Jesus Christ, I'm messing with this. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm messing with this this like infused whipped cream, right? And I think it's the one I'm using in particular is like infused with like strawberry brandy or something. And I hit that with a little bit on my coffee. That shit's fucking amazing. Holy shit, that shit's good as hell. But it has that. It's terrible. I would prefer a buzz over that. But anyway, in any case, when you play a character, right? And especially if you've played them for a long period of time, you start to have an understanding of certain types of your hitboxes, your priorities, and certain types of advantages you have. Not just with your specials or your supers, but with your normals, right? And are you going to memorize, hey, is my standing jab going to beat this against such and such character? No. But instinctively, some of that kind of sets in. This idiot has been playing this game for over 20 fucking years. You should have an understanding of that. And with that being said, since you're playing against Hugo, you should yet again have an understanding of what you can do and what you can't do. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you just kind of develop over time. He talks about how he's such a Street Fighter connoisseur, and yet he can't display any of that. And you're telling me he never played Hugo? Back in his, air quotes, glory tournament days? Or glorious tournament days? No, stop. Stop. This idiot plays literally in the moment. So all that bullshit about matchups or whatever, he can spew that to you when he's waiting for a lobby all he wants. But when he gets into the actual game itself, outside of Super Turbo, and really outside of Dazum, and maybe Fei Long to an extent, maybe T-Hawk to an extent, maybe Zangief. What else does he really have? Like he barely even plays DJ anymore because his DJ isn't effective. He can't play him effectively because he doesn't know how to. Not that he doesn't know how to. Let me take that back. He cannot effectively. Well, I guess you could say he doesn't know how to, but let's be generous. He doesn't know how to effectively store a charge. You know what I mean? This is kind of one of the reasons why he's gotten away from charge characters over the last year or so. He just can't do it anymore. And he realizes that because he's not using normals as anti-airs, or get off me's, if you will, and so on and so forth, it makes him susceptible to cross-ups. Once he's crossed up, the charge is essentially gone. And then he has to do it all over again. But first he has to fight his way out, then he has to set up the charge. And that's too much work for him. At least that's what I think. But the point being, in such a roundabout way, is that he should be able to display a bit more character knowledge than what he's doing at the end of the day. And I'm not sure if someone used their penne points to have him use Sean, or going back to my original theory that he's just playing Sean, or he's starting to play more Sean, I should say, to try to beat Gojitenks, which yet again just goes to show how rent-free Gojitenks lives in his head. Rent-free as fuck. Why don't he run the Ken? Well, because Gojitenks ain't taxed and already taxed that ass. Why don't you run the Q? Because Gojitenks had already taxed that ass too. 12 is more of a gimmick character that he plays, so that doesn't mean anything. Same thing with Necro. You could try to play Oro. I mean, Phil's Oro is decent, I think, and possibly one of his strongest characters. He can't get the loops down for anything. He's very shaky when it comes to some of the juggles, but I think if he really spent some time doing it instead of picking Super Turbo over and over and over again, he might be able to be decent. You know what I'm saying? I think he's still going to get that ass taxed, but I think he could still do better, or he could be a little better.
No! Well, I'm dead.
Yeah, and he's dead because, going back to what Phil already told us, he's trying to sit there and react to every little thing. So that's why you ain't tossed that super out, which is funny because when he's playing against Gojitenks, when he's playing against Chaos Wolf, when he's playing against any of the Detractor FGC, right, and some of the other guys, he sits there and says, "Oh, that wasn't supposed to come out. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't, yada 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 yada." No, bitch, you're sitting there. What's it called? There's actually a thing for it. He's basically storing the motion, but there's an actual thing for it. There's an actual term that's called. Essentially, what it is, ladies and gentlemen, is for a super, you have to do two. Usually, you have to do 2 quarter circle motions, or you have to do 2 motions, and then you press the button. Phil has already stored the movements in. All he has to do is press the buttons, and then the super comes out. He does that, I think, instinctively, and he's doing it on reaction, and he thinks it makes him seem smart or impressive or whatever. The term will come to me. Just give me a minute. But in turn, that actually gets him in trouble, because the moment he's in a situation where he can't think of a way to get out of, because he's not thinking anyway, and he's looking to react, that's when the super has to come out immediately. And either the super gets snuffed and he says, "That's bullshit, I had frame advantage, yada yada yada," or, "Oh, that's not what I meant to do. It was supposed to be an EX," or "It was just supposed to be the normal one. It wasn't supposed to be a super." And like I said, he's already storing the motion. I can't think of what the term is right now. It'll come to me though, and whatnot. But it'll come to me because I know someone will definitely point it out in the comment section, which I appreciate. But that's what he's doing, and that's what gets him fucked.
I don't leave it anyway because there's the trolls in the lobby and it was gonna make us stop playing anyway. Yeah, see? Oh no, the troll left! Maybe I should stick around then, because the troll was in here and someone else came in. Okay, never mind. Game. Oh my god, it's random super fight. Wow! I take it out of the fucking corner. Oh my god, it just seems to juggle through like crazy. That reckless move, just juggle, like, yeah, I can't do shit. Well, I don't know how to play with you anyway. I actually gave him a go tonight and played him a few matches instead of just one.
I'm just overall pretty good at all kinds of different games. You want to know the truth? I'm probably one of the best overall gamers in the country.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be streaming for roughly 1 more hour tonight, at least, okay? Thank you for the support so far. The top cheer of tonight is Conduit 3 with a 10,000-bit cheer. Holy shit, thank you for that, Conduit 3. Jackalese is the current top tipper with a $25 tip. We're at $63 in tips so far tonight. More than halfway to the tips goal. Not there yet. Still got an hour to go. It'd be nice if we could hit the tips goal and have a vest tonight. We'll see what happens. This is laggy as fuck.
Mark McCauley says, hint, hint. Dude, no hint, hint. I'm outright telling you, I really would appreciate some help via tipping. That's not a hint.
Did you see that? He was actually talking to the chat, and he instinctively moved the Super Turbo. He instinctively moved over to Super Turbo. Didn't even have to look at the screen to confirm it. He already knew. He was like, ding. All right, there's Super Turbo. See Gojitenks. Takes another look to see Gojitenks is up, and then immediately complains about lag. Wow.
He's in juice cheers. Well, who doesn't like gin? It's not that no one likes gin. It's that my haters have this stupid thing that a long time ago I said I like gin. I like to drink gin. That's my drink of choice. And now they made it into, oh, Phil, obviously he's a binge drinker and he drinks every night. He drinks himself into a drunken stupor.
You've admitted that, though. You've admitted that. You've admitted to drinking heavily, to basically knock out some of the back pain that you have. You've admitted to doing that to loosen up after a long day, whatever the fuck you want to call that shit. You said that when you were going through your situation and your breakup, you were drinking extremely heavy. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but that sounds like the tomes of an alcoholic, to be honest. And that's spread out over years. That's not just a couple months, ladies and gentlemen. That right there is something that I'm talking about over years, from Connecticut to now. You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep that in mind. And you go back through all those old condo tours back in Connecticut, you see bottles of that shit next to that trash can. You go back to some of those to some of his vacations or his trips to tournaments or whatever. See 2 or 3 of those damn things, the 1.5 liter, one with the handle. See 2 or 3 of those on the fucking dresser and shit. Like, he was slamming through that shit. Slamming through that stuff. God damn, dude.
After a stream, it means that it's a gin night, he's drinking all night, and that's what he's eating. You know, what a fucking idiot would say.
Usually have a couple drinks at night to loosen it up.
Thanks, Babalu, for another cheer. He says, I'm proud of you and your successful Street Fighter duels. I'm not reading the rest because it's disturbing. Okay.
Wow, I'm dizzy now. Wow! Oh my god. I can't even expect clothesline to come out consistently. Can't get it. I seriously have to press the buttons like 10 times to get a fucking move to come out. It's so bad. Stupid connection blows.
We're up to $67 in tips now tonight, guys. 67 bucks. Alright. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, Jax Braxer, who is currently, I should bring this up, he's the top tipper of the year. He's tipped me a few times $100 for my fighting game streams, and because of that, he's the top tipper overall of the year. Biggest contribution of the year in one go so far for tipping.
Yeah, there we go. Jack Raxer. He's basically the whale for Street Fighter. Someone's saying that he pumped out like $1,600, or maybe it was like 16 grand. It might be 1,600, but even then, that seems like a lot because we're only in right now we're only in February, so there hasn't been enough streams for him to do that. But he's pretty consistent with that $100. He is pretty fucking consistent with it. So, whatever. There you go. He needs more people like that if he had a whale like that for each and every game he plays, he'd be fine. He'd be absolutely fine. But then again, that's kind of how King Tut started too. Just throwing it out there.
$33. So we have hit the tips goal for the night.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
Thank you, Derek. He says happy 13 years of content creation. No Gojitenks, I just played you a million fucking times. I'm not playing you again. And that lobby just got ruined anyway, so let's join the new one. Now this guy actually plays, even though it says he has the same pig logo as the other trolls. I don't think he's a troll. I think that's his legit avatar. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying that Phil is using the turbo function for all those kicks. I personally don't think so, to be honest with you. But it looks a little shifty. But I don't think he's using the turbo feature. And even if he is, it's not helping, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh my god.
That goes back to what I was talking about with him storing the motions and shit, and then he throws out his supers at really, really bad times. Yet again, really bad reflexes, really, really bad reactions. And he assumes that something's going on that's not actually happening. You know what I mean? Like, he thinks he can predict the other person's movement, or he's just outright faster than they are, and he's not.
I didn't do that. This sucks. I didn't do that stupid roundhouse kick and it screwed me. I did not do that. You do that stupid hop kick roundhouse, you have to hold forward and press roundhouse. I didn't do that at all. I actually was going to try to sweep, and the game gave me a forward input. That was it. He just fucking mashed a headbutt.
I don't think so, champ. I think what it was is you were sitting there mashing that kick button again, and when he did headbutt, it was just short. You thought he was going to go for the medium or fierce, and I think he went, well, I think you were expecting him to go for fierce. I think he did the medium. He stopped just short of that. And then you had to readjust, and it was too late, and you threw the kick out. Let's go back and see if I'm right, though. Almost had a problem there.
I didn't do that. This sucks. I didn't do that stupid roundhouse kick and it screwed me. I did not do that. You do that stupid hop kick roundhouse, you have to hold forward and press roundhouse. I didn't do that at all. I actually was going to try to sweep, and the game gave me a forward input. That was it. He just fucking mashed a headbutt. No, I'm not using turbos. I'm using legit button pushes. I don't have any turbos enabled on this joystick or anything. Yes. You fucking hit between the jabs. That's so stupid. Oh my god. So 2 matches I counterpicked myself.
Yeah, he basically tried to cheese that guy. Yet again, just like what happened with Fei Long in the last match. He's literally trying to cheese with that jab to try to keep Honda out, and it's not working. And that, I think 100 hand slap would have beat that anyway. So he was only really setting himself up to fail, I think, at that point.
I just turtled the entire fucking round. Nothing I can do. There's seriously nothing you can do about it. You gotta just try your hardest, but this is the hardest matches of the game right there, pretty much.
I smell salt.
For some reason, the chat is like dead now. I don't know what happened. Like, no one's talking to me or nothing, which is the complete opposite of how it was like half an hour
What do
ago.
you care? You already got your $100. You already have your vest on. What the fuck? Why the fuck do you even? Why does that even matter? Now, granted, I know why it matters because I've told you guys that his ego needs to be stroked, as well as being financially compensated. But just play the fucking game. He cares so much about what other people think of him instead of actually maybe playing the game to his best, if that even exists, of course.
Hello, yes, hello, Polish frog. I don't know, like, people just stop talking to me. They're gabbing amongst themselves about nothing in particular, and no one's talking to me.
Bullshit, I did, that's not what I did, fucking game. Oh my god, do what I tell you. Again. No, I didn't do that. Dude, everything I'm doing isn't coming out, it's delayed. I'm getting mass delay on all my inputs. Look, that was a free hit. Yep, bullshit. I have tons of free hits.
Told you. Yet again, when his back's against the corner, or when he's in an unfavorable predicament, and he has super, he's already got the motion charged, and he's hoping that he can either blast through it or he's fast enough to catch them slipping, and it just doesn't. It don't really work like that. It was an old tactic anyway. It's something he's been doing for fucking decades, so it's nothing new. After a while, you start to see it.
All my moves are delayed. It's fucking bullshit. I can't play the guy seriously because the fucking connection sucks.
Well, everyone in the stream chat saying, oh, lag, salt, salt, lag, salt. Hilarious.
It's like delay. No, every move I'm doing is counter hitting him. Low Fierce Punch stuffs almost every single normal Dhalsim has, with a couple exceptions, but it will stuff almost every single normal. But not in that match because it won't come out. I can't get it to come out, so I get hit. I'm like, the fuck am I getting hit by? I'm not doing anything.
The fucking game sucks, man. It pisses me off because that guy will go to think he's good now. Oh, I beat Darksydephil like 3 times.
You counter picked me twice with Honda. Then we had a Dhalsim mirror match, you got lucky, freaking dizzy. And then that match, it lagged out and wouldn't let me fucking do any of my moves. So now he'll go brag and he beat me. And no one will care, appropriately.
I mean, clearly you care. you care immensely, apparently.
What? He won because of fucking bullshit. I had him with the wall die. The wall die doesn't come out, so he gets a double punch, and then he does bullshit in the corner. It's fucking stupid. I'm tired of this now. Now I'm fucking pissed off. Fuck this fucking piece of shit, broken, laggy ass fucking version of Super Turbo. That's not good in any way.
I'm fucking tired of this. This guy doesn't deserve a fucking round against me. Completely egocentric, 100%. Me. I don't care about anyone else. I don't give a fuck about anyone. I'm a complete.
Here's the thing. Oh wow. the fact that his bullshit spam tactics don't work anymore. Because if this was like a year ago, maybe even a year and a half ago, his Vega could easily pull a win out. Especially over an inexperienced player, and even against a moderately decent player, he could still kind of spam them out a little bit. But now he's getting totally crushed. So I don't know if, you know what I'm saying, he didn't do equal parts of gin and whatever else is in that little sippy bottle of his, or he's just slowly but surely losing it. Because once you start losing your mental factors, a lot of your physical abilities will go out as well. And he definitely is in a certain type of way as it pertains to already running from Gojitenks, mad at Jose, getting beasted by other dudes. God damn. All right, let's see how this Vega match plays out.
Selfish, douchebag, piece of garbage. You are a selfish piece of shit. What we want, good shit.
Darksydephil is a stupid, cowardly, ugly, jobless, narcissistic, egotistical man-child who begs for people's money just by sitting on his fat
There we
ass.
go. And I think that these people have such overinflated egos, they think that just because they made silly videos on the fucking internet that made them money, that now they're some kind of a popular person who people want to hear their fucking life story, okay? I'm sure there's many people out there who think that their YouTube journey, oh my god, my YouTube journey is so unique and I gotta share my fucking story with you because I'm so important. No.
I can't do flip. Oh my god. Now I can't do it. Yeah, I'm done now. I'm done. Yep.
Yeah, he got exposed. Holy shit, he got exposed. God damn. And we've all seen Phil take a beating, but that right there was, he was in true try-hard mode for that one. That was ugly. That comeback in the first round was already something impressive. You can take a moral win if you want, but Jesus Christ, that right there is worthy of a victory lap. That was ugly. God damn, Phil. He literally ran up in there and manhandled you. And not exactly in the way that you would have expected. And WWE champions there, champ.
Deserve it. He doesn't deserve the wins he's getting. Both of these fucking guys that are beating me don't deserve them. They're getting bullshit hits because the fucking collection sucks shit.
He quit the room, dude. He's so embarrassed he quit the fucking room. He's like, fuck this shit. God damn, that's bad.
He didn't deserve to win the first round. I had him with a wall dive. My wall dive doesn't come out. Oh, jumping juggle. Jumping juggle. Oh, look, random counter hit in the corner. Counter hit. Oh, now Firefall super. Can't move. Fuck you. None of that works offline, shithead. None of it. Fucking garbage gameplay from fucking scrub-ass online laggy people. And I'm tired of it. I fucking hate this shit. I hate it because these are matchups that I know I can win 100% of the time. And the game doesn't allow me to do it. Oh, here goes my reversal flip. Don't get a reversal flip. He sweeps. Oh, now I'm knocked down. Now I got disadvantage. No, fuck you. You're my fucking move when I fucking do it. God damn, this fucking shit sucks.
And
There's
yet
the
you insist
salt.
on playing it each and every week.
The delicious salt. Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
He doesn't play like Marvel vs. Capcom. Because that's not what this fucking game is. But the stupid fucking idiots want to play it like that online. Because the game sucks and lags online so you can't reverse any of it.
I thought you said
So
you
funny.
want a competitive player and you don't take it that seriously and it's all about having a good time. Why is this shit bothering you like that? Jesus. You know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? To be honest with you. That right there is him, I think, him dealing with all of the criticism and shit that he got all those years ago, like 15, 16 years ago, about how he wasn't good, how he got beat down, and that's why he couldn't win EVO, or why he couldn't win against this particular well-known player, or so on and so forth, or look at how you got destroyed. There are a couple of situations where Phil is in that predicament, and he couldn't talk his way out of it then, and so he's going to try to do it here. It's like PTSD in a lot of ways, to be honest. Wow, let that shit go. It's just one match. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, assholes like me are gonna laugh at it, but who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? After that, let it go. But he's still fuming about it. So you're gonna run away from Jose, which is already hilarious. You're going to run away from Gojitenks because you can't beat him. You run away from these other guys because these other guys are just incredibly impressive players and you just clearly can't compete. And then this dude right here who you thought that you should have been able to beat, or you had a chance, or you could have beaten 100% of the time, or whatever snorts that decided to come out of your mouth with that nonsense, you lose and you're just going to sit there and fume about it. Leave the lobby. You can't beat him, or you got robbed, or whatever the case may be. Just rage quit the lobby and look for another one. There's nowhere else to go, though. And he wants to stay in there because I bet you anything he believes that he can beat him. He just needs a couple more shots at him. So now you're going to sit there and obsess and stew and basically fume over this dude. Or whoever this random person is, I should say. Wow. All those years of competitive play, you didn't learn a goddamn thing about anything. That's terrible.
Annoying. No, I was.
It's
very
sad that he's a
aggressive player.
loser. It's even worse that he's a terrible loser. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you could learn from your mistakes, that's one thing, but he won't even do that. He has so many excuses already, what's the term? Already preloaded, right? That he can't get over himself. Just because you think you can do something, or you think you should be able to do something, doesn't necessarily mean you can. You're 40, or he's almost 40. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you had in your late 20s are gone, or is gone. And that's the thing. And this is something that I've preached, if you will, before, which is the reason why he keeps playing this shit. He keeps playing Street Fighter each and every week because this is the last remnants, of his former life. It's that last piece of whatever success he has. If not, he's a failure. I mean, he's a failure at this too, but he's a failure. This is the last bit of recognition he has in everything. All of his friends around that time, gone. All the notoriety he had, gone. Most people in the current FGC don't remember Phil for any of anything, to be honest. And even the old guard who does remember him, who do remember him, Phil has a beef with most of them dudes anyway. Or he has some resentment against them. He has nothing. This is it. This is why he keeps playing this shit. It's the only thing that he has. And so when he took that brief period between the end of the PS4 and transitioning into the PS5, he thought, on top of obviously trying to milk the PS5 for everything that it was worth at that time, he also thought that he was going to be able to put the detractor FGC on ice for a while. And maybe they would lose interest and then he could kind of come back in. But he couldn't stay away from the game long enough, though. He needs it. So when people were going around and saying, oh, well, I think he's done. I think we ran him up and out of it. He's done permanently. I was one of the first people to be like, nah, that's not going to happen. He needs this shit. Like, he needs this more than I think a lot of us give him credit for. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand where they were coming from, where it's like, yeah, he's been beaten down enough. He doesn't want no part of us. But in actuality, he needs this. He truly needs this. That's why he's willing to go through all this bullshit lag and terrible connections and all that nonsense. If that was the case, any other game, he would have quit. Look at Street Fighter V. Look at Street Fighter V. Great example. He keeps playing this because he needs it. And then this idiot also is so desperate that he's hoping that it'll get that Super Turbo will get re-released again, which it probably will in another year or so. But he's holding out for that too. But Super Turbo is all he has, ladies and gentlemen. It's really all he has. Forget about the wife. Forget about the fucking cat. Forget about the house. Forget about all that bullshit. This is the last bit of this is the last remnants of what he considers his glory years, or his glory days, if you will. This is it. He'll never be able to give this shit up, ever. He's not mentally strong enough to. That's why he's willing to come up with all these excuses. That's why he'll play Gojitenks a few times, and when he realizes he can't win, he'd rather run. And then you're seeing more and more of the competition starting to get weaved out, and you're seeing a lot more stronger players, stronger fighters starting to come out in the wings. You're seeing him going up against matchups that he's told you years ago that, oh, it's this way, I got this. That now he's being beaten more often than not clean. And when you get into close matches like the last one we just saw, you see him bitching and complaining the way he's bitching now. His time is up as it pertains to Super Turbo. Those days are over. And they've been over for a while. And he still needs to hold on to it because it's all he has. And he wants to prove that he's still something. Because he knows that all of the really, really, really strong players spend most of their time over there on Fightcade. Don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of guys who still jump on 30th anniversary because there's still people playing. And you'd be surprised what kind of potential you can find online, on console. But he thinks that everything is so weaved out, right? Or diluted, if you will, that he should be able to go in there and run any lobby he wants. And it's not like that anymore. And as you've seen that, his temperament has gotten worse and worse by the week. That's why this coward, and that's exactly what the fuck he is. That's why this coward, only like, I guess in my timeline, it was only like a couple weeks ago, he sat there and stayed in this Alpha 3 lobby. And it might have been actually in January, maybe. He stayed in an Alpha 3 lobby all fucking night. It was a bunch of guys trying to play Alpha 3, and he forced them to basically play Super Turbo. And he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't leave. Because he was safe there. Because as long as as long as the three of them got to play their little alpha or whatever, and then he gets his Super Turbo fix, when his time comes up, he was all good, and it would prevent them, well, he would hope, it prevent them from running. So he doesn't have to run to another lobby. Jesus Christ. That's the shame. And that's kind of what happens when people say, you know what I'm saying, either you want to go out on your shield. Going out on your shield is better than fizzling out. And you're seeing someone who just chose to fizzle out. And it's only making it worse. That's why assholes like me can come in here and tarnish his reputation. But in truth, I'm not tarnishing it. It's already tarnished. I'm just laughing at it. He didn't have to let it go down the way it did. He chose to do that. His reputation was tarnished before he left the FGC, which is one of the reasons why he left in the first place. And then used that to build up DSP Gaming, and then he fucked DSP Gaming up. He completely and totally fucked DSP Gaming up. And he knows that too. The point I'm trying to make, ladies and gentlemen, out of my little rant, is that this is all he has. This is all he has. And he was worried too. Most people, you might have not caught it, but he was worried that he wasn't sure if he could play 30th anniversary on the PS5. So he was like, well, I'm going to keep my PS4 so I can at least get my fix. You know what I mean? He was really not sure. And then on top of that, he wasn't sure if his arcade stick would be compatible to the PS5. And he was really nervous about that too. Why would you get all riled up like that over one game? Why would you wind yourself up so much over one game if it didn't have a much more deep-seated and sadly and unironically toxic relationship with something? Think about it.
I usually am way less aggressive, and I try to do things to find weaknesses in my opponent's game plan and counter it. I was a very the word's not reactionary. It's a responsive player. I wait for you to do something and I respond to it, and that's how I win by adapting. Maybe the adaptive player. I adapt what you do. I don't just do a set pattern over and over and over to win. Okay, and also it's matchup knowledge. Me knowing what what and knowing
you're very much a reactionary player. You do something, and then I'm going to do something immediately to try to beat it. Him trying to look for weaknesses in an opponent or whatever. No, I'm not going to give him. I'm not going to give him that type of critique, because it's not true. It's blatantly not true. He goes out of his way to try to squash you. He tries to overwhelm you with whatever he can as quickly as possible. The more time Phil is stuck in around, the better the chances are he's going to lose. To be honest, because he can't change up his strategy. His adaptability doesn't even exist. If he can't overwhelm you, and I said this like a year or two ago, if he can't overwhelm you quickly, he's more than likely he's going to lose. The longer the longer that the clock is ticking, the closer he comes to his own demise. It's just what it is. He's not good at being able to feel people out or whatever, feel people out and see what's what. He has to try to win those 2 rounds as quickly as possible. And when matches get close, he starts to get even more nervous. He starts to make even more mistakes, and then he ends up getting himself fucked up. Yet again, he can sit there and talk all that shit all he wants with scrubs, with people who you can clearly tell are very inexperienced. But you get people that's above that on his level or better, he has problems. And to be honest with you, the people that were below him are now where he's at. If not, they're gradually getting better. And he's pissed off about it because these are people he used to be able to squash. He can't squash them anymore. And more importantly, a lot of his tendencies, his habits are being exploited even more. You know what I mean? And he's someone who's very easy to condition. And that's the part that really pisses him off. It is very, very easy to essentially put a noose around his neck and then just let him strangle himself. It is very, very easy. Well, not very, very easy. It is getting easier, I should say, to do that to him. You're already seeing people on a weekly basis do it. That's why he's running for them. Like this, I don't know how this asshole could even call himself a competitor when you're running from a couple of dudes weekly. Oh, I can't beat him. Oh, I gotta go. Not gonna actually try. You know what I'm saying? Or what he considered, or what to his definition of trying. He thinks he already did that. Not actually try to survive, adapt, and overcome. That right there already counters his initial point. It's, oh, I played him twice, come up with all my excuses on how he's getting away with it, and then leave. And then run. Oh, I can't play that guy because he's too laggy. Oh, I can't play that guy because he uses online tactics. Oh, I can't beat that guy because none of my moves come out. Does that sound like a competitor to you? And those are same types, well, those are similar to the bullshit complaints he used to make offline. Which is the reason why, yet again, he tarnished his own reputation in the FGC. Like I said, there's... How do I word this? It is not okay to be a loser. right? It's not okay to be a loser. Because if you start to accept the fact that you're a loser, which is what I mean by it's not okay to be a loser, then you don't have any justifiable reason to get better, right? If you're losing and yet you're trying to learn, you're trying to understand why you're losing and you're trying to improve, then that's different. But to sit there and just accept the fact that you've lost or that you're losing and you don't think there's any chance for you to get better, that's not okay. But what's worse than that, right? Which is what is considered which should be considered, if it's not already, considered a taboo, is to sit there and make excuses on why you're losing. Make excuses why you're not getting better. Making excuses on why you're not able to adapt, why you're not able to overcome these type of situations. Now, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's fighting games. It's a competitive game. There's always going to be someone better than you, always. But that doesn't mean you can't learn from your mistakes. It doesn't mean you can't learn to do this a little better, do that a little bit better. Even if you have to sit there and break your game down to offense, defense, countering, right, and then understanding what your opponent's doing and trying to adapt to their situation or to their play style, even if you have to break it down like that, if you're passionate about this shit, then that's what you'll do. Plenty of people have. Plenty of people will continue to, and they'll all do it in their own way. For Darksydephil, it was always about making an excuse. It was the easiest thing to do, because everything else takes too much time. Everything else is way too traumatic, maybe, in some way, shape, or form. I believe I'm as good as this dude, so why the fuck am I losing to you? That doesn't make sense. So, because I want to try to stay face in front of him, and because I need to keep my own fragile ego up, I'm going to sit here and shit on you, because it doesn't make any sense why I lost to you. That's essentially what Darksydephil is. That's what he's always been. So when he wins, even if it's against a subpar opponent, oh, I'm the man, you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have been here anyway, you know what I'm saying? Get the scrub out my fucking face, yada, yada, yada. He ends up losing to someone who he feels like he shouldn't lose to, excuses for days. And people look at him like, you're fucking nuts. You're fucking crazy for acting like that. You're going to talk all that hot shit and not be able to take it? You ain't played this guy multiple times over multiple tournaments and you can't beat him because what? He's using cheap tactics? You've played him multiple times. Why haven't you been able to adapt to it? These are the things that this tard doesn't think about. Or he does think about it, and yet he needs his defense mechanism. He needs something to shield him. You know what I mean? And that right there is not what a mature adult does. That's not what a competitor does. That's what a scrub does. And that's really what he is. He's a slightly above average scrub, to be honest. And it's because of his mindset is what holds him back. Now it's too late. Everything's gone. You know what I'm saying? His knowledge of matchups don't really mean much of anything anymore. We're in a different age now. You know what I'm saying? He's still working off shit that happened 2 decades ago. You know what I'm saying? Or almost 2 decades ago. Shit's changed now. Shit's changed. So his matchups don't mean anything. Reactions and reflexes are gone. And then his biggest deficit, right? The biggest thing that's holding him back, his greatest detractor, is himself. You know what I'm saying? Jose, Gojitenks, Chaos Wolf, Ronin, Lady Gambit, you name all of them. They didn't fuck Darksydephil. Burnell fucked Darksydephil. And everybody else can see it but him.
This is what people tend to do in tournament situations, and waiting for that move to miss or have the opening where I know I can beat it, that's how I would win. Very rarely. Now, there's some cases, for example, with Balrog. He's an ultra-aggressive character. He's a character who should be constantly attacking. If you do it flawlessly, a lot of characters completely get shut down by Balrog. But outside of that, even with Vega, a lot of people do Vega. Constant attack, wall dive, constant attack, wall dive. I wouldn't do that. I would mix up my gameplay and be more well-versed and just wait and be patient and wait for the openings. I don't go crazy going over ultra-aggression. That's not how you play this game with most of the cast.
All I can taste is the saltiness.
Look who I get to fucking play again. What a waste of my fucking time. Nice laggy connection and third fucking strike. God damn it, man. No, fuck this. Hello, Kate. Hope all is well with you as well. Fuck this stupid shit. Engage. That's what I just fucking did. I don't get my tech kit. Dude, are you kidding me? This is why I don't want to play this motherfucker. His connection blows.
Look at how mad he is. Look at how mad he is. He's in his own head, he's already lost this match. And you're seeing it translate to how he's choosing to play it now. He just talked to you about all this bullshit about how technically sound he is and how he doesn't need to go ahead and try to swarm people and whatever, and he's all about the filling out process and taking his time, whatever. You're not seeing that here, and he's already at half-life. This is what happens when you're a bitch. This is what happens when you're a reactionary player and you play off emotion. And well, actually, I'm kind of offending people who are reactionary players because you can still play effectively like that. Phil can't, but other people can. But even then, it's a double-edged sword. It has its deficits, it has its strengths and its weaknesses. But look at him. Look at how fucked up Gojitenks has him. Goji has him so wrapped the fuck up that he's already given the match to Gojitenks. He's already given the round, certainly. That's how wrapped up he's got him. Phil got himself this fucked up. And Goji didn't even need to nudge him. It was just his presence. It was Goji's aura, essentially. That's got him so pissed off. And then, if you really want to be a dick, which I'm okay with doing, you go ahead and throw Jose onto that too. And whatnot. So now Phil is essentially fighting two people in his head. Shit, he's probably fighting Chaos Wolf too. So now there's 3. And then he's still fighting that Ryu player that he ain't lost. That's 4. And then he's fighting the Restreamers. And then he's still fighting Tevin. And then to cap all of that off, he's fighting Evil AJ too. All of that right now. And he's already failed. Insurmountable odds, and he's already losing. Jesus Christ.
No EX. I parried. Now who does come out? Oh my god, what the fuck, dude? Oh my... Yes. There's so much I can do with connection.
That was 1 lag spike, so fuck your bullshit on that. 2, and I've told you this over the last couple of broadcasts when it comes to Street Fighter, Phil's incredibly susceptible to throws. You saw that. God damn. We really need that detractor FGC tournament. We really need that. We really need it.
In the middle of the fucking match. That's why I don't want to fucking play Gojitenks. He sucks. His connection is shit. No Shoryuken.
Okay, where's the lag though, ladies and gentlemen? You guys see it? Not yet? Okay, we'll keep playing. I want to know. I want to know.
Oh my god. Nope, only works online. Offline it never works. You can't do that offline. Couldn't block because it's online. Everything he does is online only. He's such a fucking terrible fucking player. I can't block from full screen. I can't block his EX.
He hit you with the same shit twice. First off, you go back to... Sometimes I forget I have a replay feature. You go back to that uppercut, and he's like, that shouldn't have happened. No, you pressed the button. You were crouching and pressing a button, and that super beat it. And then you got hit with a ground pound. We can let that go the first time around, right? But then you're so wrapped up in making your excuses, right, that Goji was like, he's probably open for it, so let me do it again and see what happens. And you fell for it. You're not throwing out any lows, whether crouching or standing, to let Gojitenks know, yeah, don't do that, because I'm looking out for that. Or I'm expecting that, right? You're not doing any of that. No mind games, right? No spacing or anything, and you went ahead and opened yourself up for it. Here, let's watch the second round again, just so I can, get, you know what I'm saying, show you guys what I'm talking about.
He sucks. His connection is shit. No Shoryuken.
Throws. Right there. God. He was getting ready to throw out a jab. He was getting ready to throw out a... Sorry. Almost fucked that up. He was getting ready to throw out a crouching jab. And he got beat out. Pure and simple. Throw that. Reacted to that with the uppercut.
No Shoryuken.
Right
Oh
there.
my God.
There was the jab. There was where the jab was going to be.
Works. You can't do that offline.
Roche should be coming.
Online. Everything he does is online only.
And
He's
still
such a
not doing
fucking
anything.
player.
Nothing to tell Goji that he couldn't set you back up again. Bam.
I can't block from full screen. I can't block his EX dash
Got
from full
him.
screen.
So essentially, that's how it plays. He just wasn't doing enough. He wasn't doing enough. Like, he got hit with it. He got hit with the first ground pound. Throws out a couple of things and whatnot to basically the show he's still pressing buttons, right? But then once after that moment, he's kind of trying to shimmy by going back and forth or whatnot. And Goji obviously needs a way in. Phil can't figure out how he's going to come in, or he's scared about how he was going to do it. He may have been looking for, I'm saying Phil here, Phil might have been looking for like that overall kick, or that overhead kick, I should say. And if that was what he was looking for, indeed, he was looking to set up for a Shoryuken, even though he could have probably snuffed that, or at least traded with like a standing fierce or something, or even like a standing roundhouse, possibly, maybe not a standing roundhouse, maybe like a standing medium kick, maybe. But he ended up opening himself back up for the ground pound, and then there you go. But yet again, you you shouldn't play mad. That's what it is. You shouldn't play mad. Goji got into his head that much to let all of that happen. That was unnecessary. And remember, in the first round, I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm beating his ass. I'm getting him. Let me give you another example, really fast. It's not gonna be fast. You guys remember back when Phil got kicked off of Twitter in 2020, the first time around, and then he eventually gets back on. He finally gets the reason why it was DMCA's, and then he sits there and threatens Superhound. He's saying that, like, you piece of motherfucking shit, let the internet take this, let the internet witness this, that I'm going to find you. He goes on this few-minute rant, bitching and complaining, threatening Superhound, right? A couple hours later, he gets kicked back off of Twitch again. Same concept. Same concept. He says, I'm not a reactionary player. You're a reactionary person. You're too emotional. And the littlest things that don't go your way bother you. And in a big time situation like that, like the situation with Twitch, do you really think threatening somebody is a best idea? That was the best course of action? And then look at what happened over the span of the next couple of days. He did it to himself. He did it to himself.
Lags so bad against him. That's why I don't want to fucking play him. And he haunts me and he follows me around because he's a fucking little bitch. He fucking sucks.
Did you say he haunts you? I was right. I was low-key right. Did he really say that? Let me bring that back. He haunts you. I want to hear this.
I can't block from full screen. I can't block his EX dash from full screen because the game lags so bad against him. That's why I don't want to fucking play him. And he haunts me and he follows me around because he's a fucking little bitch. He fucking sucks.
He haunts me. He haunts me. Oh, Phil. Oh, that's beautiful, Phil. That's beautiful, Phil. He haunts me. Oh, if that right there isn't confirmation that Goji lives rent free, I don't know what is. He haunts me. Oh my god. Oh, I actually feel. I don't feel sorry for you, but oh, that's amazing. That's beautiful. That's sad, but beautiful. All right, let's continue.
He rage quit. Did you see that? He quit the lobby.
Stop fucking following me room to room with your little fucking Dixie cup and fucking string connection when you're fucking playing fighting games, dude. Jesus fucking Christ, get some fucking internet worth of shit, you cheapskate motherfucker.
I mean, you're the one that has all the problems, and you have the business class internet that you allegedly pay so much for, which is questionable at best anyway.
Internet's terrible with him. Every match. Full screen, EX dash. Can't even block it. Fuck this. Go for it. That was sure you were getting gay. Wow, I can't get my moves now. This sucks. Super, no super. Oh my god. Oh no, that's gonna hurt. Oh, you missed it. Wow, I couldn't block. Twice, by the way. That was good. That was a good parry, and that's a good win. But again, I can't get consistent stuff tonight. It's too fucking laggy, all these matches. You just drop the move, drop the move, drop the move. He punches me 3 times when I'm holding back on my joystick. Like, I'm just holding back, and he goes, medium kick, medium kick, medium kick, 3 hits in a row. Alright, that's seriously enough for me tonight. After that much fucking lag, that lets me know that that's it for tonight. I should call it quits before I get really heated.
Alright, guys. I think that's enough for me. You don't want to see me, you know, crying like a fucking baby here. Oh. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict.
Oh, that shit was beautiful. He haunts me. I'm gonna remember that one. I'll remember that one for a long time. Gojitenks haunts me. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into the third video of our broadcast. I'll see you guys. He haunts me. I'll see you guys in just a second. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Oh.
What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
We have a new...
I had to play that just a little bit longer. I did that for Goji. I did that for Gojitenks. Oh, that was beautiful. I kinda wanna take that song and mix in Phil say that he haunts me. I kind of want to do that, or I want to at least attempt it. I'm gonna need to think about that. I'm not gonna forget that one for a long time. That shit was amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry. We are dwelling on the past. Memories. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the third video that will make up our broadcast, brought to us by Burnell, DSP. Stealing ideas for a new emote, plus new shitty emote, and Microsoft reactions. This is from January 23rd of 2021. The link will be down in the description. He haunts me. That's so good. That is so good. That's beautiful. That for sure needs to go on the soundboard. Someone please remind me. That definitely needs to go on my soundboard. That's a thing. That's mandatory.
Emote. A new emote, everybody. I hope you guys will join me in using it today. It's something that over the past few months has become more and more common on my streams, having to audit the tips, as they say. It's become a running meme, right? I mean, having to audit tips because of the incredible amount of false tips that I've gotten over the last 4 months. Some psychopath who has bought hundreds upon hundreds of fake credit card numbers off the internet and use them to do fraudulent charges against my PayPal account. So now I have to go ahead and audit my tips every single day. Pretty messed up, alright? But it is what it is. I have to do it. It's a necessary evil at this point in the streams. The good news is many of you have created verified PayPal accounts over the last few weeks since I've asked you to. And this is actually helping to streamline the process. There's many people who can now come in and tip, and I don't have to question whether their tips are legit or not. Okay? But the whole tip audit thing has become a running meme. And, you know, so this new emote made by Polish Frog is very good. Outstanding, and I hope that you guys like it. I'm sure you guys will be using it when I'll have to audit tips. Luckily, I don't have to do it too often. At the same time, I do have to do it usually a few times a day. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry, hold on. Let me get a better look at this. Let me get a better look at this. Okay, so this is our emote. Okay, so he stole the PayPal logo. It's, I don't know. I mean, it could. I mean, there's a lot that could be different about it, but I guess it's a shitty emote. It's an outright just shitty emote. All right, so he snatched the PayPal logo. I mean, are you surprised? Or is anybody surprised, really? And given how Phil tries to play Gouty Inspector Gadget, I guess, I mean, it's fitting. You know, it's definitely, it's not worth paying for, but it's definitely fitting. Ugh, all right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the internet spoke, collectively said.
Actually, you know
Microsoft,
what? Yeah, not that I need to be trying to help anybody out with this, but you know what I really would want, to be honest? Excuse me. This background should be black, right? And I want him to be looking, and everything else can kind of stay the same as he's looking for the PayPal, or he's investigating the PayPal. But I want a silhouette right above his head. I want a silhouette of the Patreon logo, like slightly faded out, like almost like a ghost, like it's haunting him. I'd like that. Someone pass that on to Popsicola or whoever that was, or yeah, whoever it is that makes emotes over there. Someone make a variation of that. That would be funny. You know what I'm saying? Because now that, you know, PayPal is his new obsession, have the ghost of Patreon just above that, just kind of like peeking out, like what they did, like whoever it was. I don't want to put them out there, but like whoever it was who did the those old banners for Phil, and they had like Tevin's face or Leanna's face and all that stuff in it. They should do that for an emote. That'd be hilarious. Anywho, let's continue.
well, ladies and gentlemen, the internet spoke, collectively said, Microsoft, fuck you. We all raised our middle fingers and said this is collectively a bad decision. I don't understand where Microsoft's coming from. Again, if they had showed some added value, oh, we're improving Xbox Live and here's why we're raising the price, that'd be one thing. But no, they just said, no, we're just raising it because we can. Fuck you, we want more money. Well, after the internet backlash, Microsoft came out and actually completely reversed their decision.
Oh my god!
From now on, we are not going to double the price of Xbox Live. We're going to leave it exactly the same as it was. We screwed up. We realize this. We're very sorry. And in addition, we're going to go the extra step. From this day forward, if you want to play a free-to-play game, like Fortnite, like Apex Legends, alright, these games that are supposed to be completely free to play, and if you want to drop microtransactions in them, then you have to pay money. Those games will be completely free to play, period. You will not need an Xbox Live subscription to play them. Now, the weird thing about this was, you never needed an online subscription.
Will Call of Duty, sorry. Will Call of Duty, Warzone, basically, for Call of Duty, will that be free to play? In that same format? Because it should. And it should be like that for Xbox and for PSN, to be honest with you. That right there might actually be something that Activision should consider. And, well, certainly Sony and Microsoft should consider as well, to be honest. That would bring a whole lot more people to the player pool, to be honest. And even though they're not charging you to actually use their services, by doing that for the Battle Royale, not multiplayer or any other shit, just the Battle Royale, maybe, just maybe, that's a pretty clever way of bringing in microtransactions. if you think about it. So instead of charging them for the service, open up any battle royale game for free, and then allow them to purchase microtransactions like that. That might not be a bad play, if you think about it.
PlayStation Network to play those games on a PlayStation console. They were always completely free to play, so there always was an advantage to having a PlayStation console if you wanted to play Fortnite, or if you wanted to play Apex Legends, or many of the other free-to-play games that are out there now. For some odd reason, Microsoft always required you to pay for their online service to play those games on an Xbox console. Well, they said, nope, from now on, that's free. We're changing that. So literally overnight, Microsoft went from evil corporation, doubling the cost of something you already need to play games online just to make more money and laugh and say, roll in the profits, to, we're a very nice guy company, we listen to your feedback, we screwed up, and we're fixing everything, keeping the prices the same, and then giving you something for free as well. Alright? Do you want to play the fucking game? Well, Nicholas this, I can't even read this name.
Well, that doesn't mean they should be praised. And to be honest with you, if that was they're going to be the response to the backlash, that was probably already calculated. Yet again, it sounds like they were just trying to take the internet's temperature to see what's what, to be honest. But anyway, that's my thoughts, though, as it pertains to Call of Duty. If that's supposedly the best-selling game of on, you know, the Xbox and the PlayStation, respectfully, then why not do that? And then that definitely opens up the player pool a bit more. But whatever.
And basically wants to know what's up with the new emote, because yesterday, Equilibrium came into the chat. I'm only going to put Nicholas here because there's no way I'm putting this giant name. He says, yesterday, Equilibrium came into my chat with an emote that was the same idea of a tip audit, but that emote was using different artwork. And I basically said, hey, it's a good emote, and I like the idea, but I can't use that. It's not allowed because the person who had made that isn't, you know, didn't give permission. He basically wants to know the situation. All right, here's the situation. All right? 2-3 years ago. Someone made me nice.
Okay. I think I may have gone over something similar to this. I think. Well, let's hear the story out. Oh, boy. I mean, he kind of already abuses these people. He already lies to them to get their money. So are any of us surprised that he would steal emote ideas through them? Jesus Christ. He had fucking, what's that guy's name? Mr. Papavera essentially in servitude for Minecraft for the longest time. And he was still draining that guy of money too while he was doing it. Wow. I mean, I don't know. I don't think any of us should be surprised.
Custom emotes for the channel. They included a thumbs up emote, a waving emote, also a lean and manual band emote. These were hand-drawn artworks, alright? And this person made them specifically for me for the channel and provided them to me and said, even though they're my property, I give you permission to use these on your channel. That's why I created them. So I used these emotes for about 2 years. But then last year, during the summertime, when there was a lot of malicious troll activity going around, this person was contacted by someone. Now, I cannot confirm or deny if it was a particular person who also has been harassing many other content creators on the internet and also gave me false DMCA takedowns and also gave me false tips. I can't confirm or deny if it was the same person because I wasn't outright told this. But basically, my assumption is that person, who's a grade A piece of shit, decided they were going to threaten this guy for making the emotes. So they went to him and said, hey, if you don't take down those emotes from Phil's channel, alright, I am going to basically threaten you. I'm going to make it so that I'm going to make your life a living hell. I'm going to harass you and your family members online. I'm basically going to screw with you. Now, this person, did I just fart? No, actually, that was probably the chair. You hear the stupid chair? I did not fart. I actually farted earlier, and you guys didn't say anything, but I didn't fart right now. I'll admit it, I ripped a big one earlier, but you guys didn't hear it. You didn't say anything till right now, but actually, I did not fart now. It was earlier. And it smelled bad, too. I'll admit it. I farted earlier, but it wasn't right now. You guys must have heard something else. Anyway,
him and Chantel really do have a lot in common. I mean, they're both just disgusting slobs, but the lowbrow poop humor and shit that they like to portray, it's uncanny, to be honest with you. And they both live with potatoes. That's another thing too.
Anyway, that being said, this guy contacted me and he's like, listen, I have a lot of business interests online, And, you know, I have family members who I'm afraid they would be harassed. So sadly, I gotta ask that you take these emotes down. It's nothing to do with you. I like you and your content. That's why I gave you the emotes. But I'm personally getting harassed behind the scenes by this fucking guy. And I can't have my life flipped on its head by some fucking weirdo. So I have to do this. And I said, you know what? Fair enough. I could have been a dickhead and said, no, I refuse to take them down. Sue me or do a DMCA takedown.
He wouldn't have even had to do that. It's his property. He gave you permission to use it. Did you forget that part of the story? If the guy demands to have his property taken down, then it's going to come down one way or another. 2015 was a thing, ladies and gentlemen.
This guy had gone out of his way to provide these emotes for the channel and be a nice guy. And the fact that he was getting harassed as a result of simply supporting me and my content obviously made me feel pretty bad. Not that saying
really, it didn't make you feel so bad that you could sit there and say, "Oh, I could have been a dick and just been like, yeah, no, fuck you. I don't care about your problems." You don't say that. You don't even think that for people who have gone out of their way to help you. But that's what Darksydephil did, though. Think about that.
Or I can control it because this shit happens all the time with fucking crazy people. But I said, all right, out of respect for this guy, I'm going to take down these emotes. Well, Equilibrium, frequent stream chatter, viewer, and streamer of his own, decided he was going to steal those emotes from my channel illegally, which he can't do, but he did it anyway. And he was going to start using them on his own channel. Now, the thing is, I can't stop him from doing that because I don't own
How is it stealing when they weren't yours? They weren't yours. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, it's whatever is whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they're not his. Like, you didn't own it. You know what I'm saying? And didn't Equilibrium, I think I have gone over this actually, or I'm pretty sure. Didn't he actually modify the emotes slightly to make them different from the original? I could be completely coming out of left field with that. Let's continue. But it's not yours. If anything, he stole it from the person who made the emotes, not you.
Those emotes aren't my property. They were the property of the content creator guy who had made those. You know, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't own them. I couldn't even hit him with a DMCA and be like, hey, stop that. They're not my emotes. And I told him as much. I said, dude, it's kind of messed up you're doing that because the guy asked me to take them down, but I can't stop you because they're not mine. So Equilibrium.
Well, keep in mind, they were taken down because you were the target. That guy isn't. So whoever it is that's levying all these threats, he's not worried about that Equilibrium. He was only concerned about you. So and don't you already have like 40 plus fucking shitty emotes anyway? And don't you have like another like 15 or 20 of them on your computer that you haven't used? And then even more, now that I think about it, on your fucking forums that people always submit and you don't ever acknowledge them or you never use those things. Why do you care about this one thing? Out of all the free emotes that he's been given over the years, most of them went unused, by the way. You care about this one thing right here. And now you're going to be a bitch and say, oh, well, I couldn't use it, so you can't use it either. Even though he really has no power or no say-so. It really comes down to the guy who made the emotes. And if that guy told Equilibrium, yo, go ahead, man. Phil can't use it, so there's no point in them going to waste. You're going to be mad, if that was a circumstance, of course. You're going to be mad that he's using them because you can't use them. Even though that was an emote that was going to probably hit into the piggy ether eventually anyway. What's the point? What's the point? Jesus Christ, he's a petulant child.
Alright? So for the past, since the summer, he's been using these stolen emotes on his channel. Okay? Well, yesterday, Equilibrium took one of those stolen emotes, which was the Lean In Manual Band that I can't use anymore, and he edited it, or someone else edited it. I don't know who edited it. I actually don't know who made his version. But they made this version of the tip audit emote. Now, yesterday, he started putting this in my chat, and I actually laughed at it hard. I was like, that is really good. That's really well done. It looks funny. It does. It looks really funny. And I liked it a lot. So, it was Polish Frog, so it was Polish Frog who made it for him, too. Okay. So, I said, that's a really good emote. And, but understand, you're still using a stolen emote. You're using an emote that's not your property. It wasn't my property to begin with. I couldn't give you permission to use it because it's not mine. And at any moment, this guy could come back from the internet, wherever he went, when he went into hiding so he wouldn't be harassed, and he could tell you to stop using it because it ain't your property. He would DMCA takedowns, he could try to sue you, he could do whatever. Equilibrium apparently doesn't give a shit. And said, oh well, whatever. Alright, but at the same time that happened, and I said how good that emote was, Polish Frog contacted me behind the scenes and said, alright, well, since you can't use that emote anymore, I can make one with your current version of the Lean Emanuel band. And he did, and it's really good. So that's why we have that.
So wait. Okay, wait a second. Oh wow, it sounds even more scummier the second time around. So you're bitching and complaining about an emote that you can't use but someone else is using, right? Then another one of your pay pigs made an emote for the same dude who's supposedly running around with stolen emotes. You really enjoyed it, but you're still butthurt about the other emote that you can't use that he's currently using. So you essentially stole his idea and you're justifying it because, oh, well, he's already stolen emotes from me. Despite the fact that you already said you don't own the emote. And you're saying, oh, well, if that dude comes back, he could DMCA you, he could do all these things to you, and you'd be fucked. Why would you care what happens to him anyway? It's almost like you're trying to... It sounds like you're trying to fearmonger him into giving up the emote, and then you still kind of stole his idea. So you're still trying to one-up him. Because if you can't use the emote, no one can. And then you're theoretically plagiarizing him. Okay, if that's not petty, I don't know what is. Petty Pig Phil was so butthurt that he literally is willing to take from someone else because he feels like that person is taken from him. Despite the fact that he couldn't use the emote in the first place because the original creator got threatened, and it wasn't his in the first place. He had no say-so in the situation. So this is his way of lashing back out. That's fucked up. That is very, very fucked up. Not surprising, but that is very, very fucked up. Petty Pig Phil at his pettiest. At his very, very pettiest. Jesus Christ.
Okay? There you go. There's your answer. There's your full explanation. Adam Outlaw resale for 10... Oh, by the way, some people said, oh, well, Phil's using a PayPal logo in this emote. Listen, number one, I didn't make the emote, and I don't know what's allowed and what's not for emotes. If Twitch comes to me and says, Phil, we don't like that you're using a PayPal logo, I will say, okay, and I'll take down the emote, and then I'll have Polish Frog edit it to put a generic P instead of the PayPal logo. If it's that big of a deal, I don't care. It's not a big deal. If they say, oh, that's not allowed in an emote, I don't care. We can change it. It's not a huge deal. It's seriously not a big deal. I don't care. It's just a silly emote for a joke. And if people, like it, great. And if Twitch doesn't like it, great. We'll fix it. I don't care. Okay?
It's pretty easy to do fraud on the internet these days. It's pretty fucked up, but yeah, it's pretty damned easy. So there's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict.
Wow. Wow. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into our fourth video. Jesus Christ, that's petty as fuck. That is really fucking petty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into the fourth video of our broadcast. We'll see you guys in just a second. Jesus. He went out of his way to fuck that guy over. Because of what he perceives as a disadvantage or a slight. God damn. Anywho, just another day in Goutopia. Wow.
see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, that's... sounds good to me.
Alright, let's resolve the
I hope it does, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with the fourth video that will make up our broadcast, brought to us by Burnell, DSP. No sex talk. Massive rant about evil librium's flapping emote. And what's this last part? And leave the flap incident emote. And leave the flap incident in the past. This was from January 24th of 2021. The link will be down in the description. So Evil Librium ended up clapping back at Phil. Good. Very good. Okay, let's see what this is. Because Phil just asked for forgiveness recently over that whole flap situation. And now someone ended up making an emote about it. Let's see how this plays out.
Cheer says, during your bachelor Street Fighter days, did you worry about getting a bitch pregnant from the poon you were slaying? Liza Soul, if you send me one more a cheer like that, I'm going to ban you. And that's not cool because you're one of the biggest cheerers I've had, one of the biggest supporters. But you're trying to get attention here tonight by acting immature, and I'm not going to play your game. So I'm just going to end up having to ban you if you keep acting this way. Alright? Please stop. Please mature up and stop acting like an asshole, because you know you're doing it just to get attention. Very stupid. Okay. Alright, well, Life for Soul, looks like you're about to get timed out for, you know, you did it again. I mean, seriously, you're being an idiot. Like, do you really want to be timed out? You're the top cheer of the week, you're one of the top cheers of the year. Do you really want this to happen, or are you going to actually stop acting like an idiot? I'm just being serious now, because I like to play the game and not be distracted by stupidity. So I'm going to say one more time, please stop, and if I see it again, you're out of here.
Less toxicity, more positivity.
Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Gotcha Game Addict
Free!
is asking me about sexual stuff. So Gotcha Game Addict, what I'm going to do is send you to the Shadow Realm. Alright, so you will not be able to ever speak again in my chat. Enjoy the Shadow Realm. Retro Jim just cheers says, why are you getting so many sexual questions? Because people are fucking immature assholes, that's why. Liza Soul started it, and I think he was just kind of messing around with it. Of course, now what's going to happen is you're going to have people who are going to be like, oh, I control Phil by asking him sexual stuff. My eye's burning so bad right now. Oh my god. Yo, my eye is burning super bad. I don't know what happened. Right in the middle of the fucking fight, my eye starts burning and watering badly. God damn it. Alright, hold on. I'm going to blow my nose and try to fix my eye. I don't know what's going on all of a sudden. Everything's bothering me. Maybe it's allergies or something, but I'm like, everything's bothering me at once. Fuck.
Wow. So all that sex talk got him so riled up that he literally had to get up to go ahead and supposedly take care of his eyes because they're burning so bad. And all of that is just a massive joke, right? It's no big deal. He's a mature adult. He's married. There's no temptation, if you will, going around. But you're this pissed off over that? And that's certainly not anything that would get him banned. We've already talked about this, ladies and gentlemen, over here, that he's not unbannable, but there's very few things that Papa Twitch is going to do to get him knocked up and off. So what's the problem? I don't know if it, like I said, if it was the flap incident, if it was his inability to satisfy Panda, if his inability to satisfy Catherine now. I don't know what it is. He is sexually confused. I don't know what his problem is, but it's not normal to feel offended about sexuality. That shouldn't be a thing. It really shouldn't. And he's scared to death of it. He literally ran off screen because of that. And we haven't even gotten to the flap incident yet. The flapping. We're not even there yet. And this is how he's already wound up. That's not good, man. That's really not good. It's kind of not funny either. To be honest, this part really wasn't even that funny. It's just sad. It's just really sad that you feel the need to react like this. Excuse me, over essentially nothing. It's harmless. Oh well.
Epic fight too.
Actually, did you hear that? I wonder if he has nasal blockage, to be honest with you. Because you know how Phil, for one, you hear the snorts, right? And you can hear there's a lot of effort into it. But also every once in a while when like he takes one of his fingers, one of his hooves, and goes like on the sides of his nose and whatnot. And then also some of his, you may hear it, like he breathes kind of strange every once in a while. I wonder if he has nasal blockage because of all that snorting he's been doing. And since he hasn't seen a doctor or anything, and he certainly hasn't gone to an ears, nose, and throat because of the pandemic and really never went before that, I I wonder if he has like massive blockage. He may need to really get that looked at, checked out. Like that really might be a thing, because that could lead to some very, very severe respiratory problems later on down the line. And that might explain why he doesn't really walk, he doesn't run, he doesn't jog, or he doesn't do anything of physical activity. Because his airways are fucking constricted, so to speak. That's me probably overthinking it. But it's still... it doesn't hurt to put it out there.
Fucking eye. Ah, my eye. Fuck. Oh. Oh, okay. Jesus. That was bad. My eye was killing me for a second there. Thank you guys for your support. Guys, if you could please tip me tonight and help me hit the tip score, I would appreciate that. We're halfway there.
And every single person could, oh, that's e-begging. That's not begging. That's advertisement.
Everyone, I'm going to go a little bit later tonight. I don't know if I'm going to go a full hour. I do appreciate everyone chilling with me and supporting the stream tonight. Thank you. Again, last chance really here for us to hit the tips goal tonight. It would be really great if we did. I'd appreciate your support, okay? But let's do a little bit of overtime just to see if we can get a little bit further. Tonight, by the way, is the last official night I can go overtime. So, might as well go a little bit longer because I can, alright?
That's not begging. That's business.
Can Evil Librium have my permission to use the incident phase as an emote? I mean, I can't really stop you, regardless. Personally, here's the way I feel about it. I'm not gonna pretend like the incident never happened. That would be really stupid. It did. But that was almost 5 years ago now, alright? There's so much that's happened, there's so much going on in the world in the last several years. Why people still fucking focus on that, I have absolutely no idea. And I would prefer if people would just stop talking about it. Because
the flappening is like one of the cornerstones in Goutopia, in the Piggy universe, in the Piggy sphere, if you will. You know what I'm saying? In the DSP universe, if you, however you want to call it. It's like, it's the one thing that should have never happened amongst many that did. And any time you talk about it, people who really don't know, or who are not in the know of Phil, who are like really don't even know about what's going on the internet, they think of that shit and it's like, nah, no one's dumb enough to do that. And then you show them the clip and they're like, oh wow, he really is a fucking moron. And that shit sticks with you. Whether you're someone who just casually kind of delves into the shit, you're just a passerby, or you're someone who's just in it, who's actually in all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to believe it happened. You know what I'm saying? It's really fucking out there that you were so fucking stupid that you do this for a living, that you slipped up like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why the shit lives to this day. It's always gonna, you're marked, you're branded, if you will. You'll never escape this. Ever. For any DSP pay pig or sympathizer or whatever the case may be, take this as the gospel. Right out of the book of Goutopia. Take this as the gospel. That will follow him for the rest of his life. It'll follow his, if he, well, he's not going to have any kids. Well, at least he says he doesn't want any. If he has children, sadly, it'll follow them for the rest of his life. In actuality, this shit will probably follow the Burnell bloodline for the rest of their days, unless they decide to fizzle themselves out like Hitler's ancestors did. At least his American ones, anyway. Like, you can't escape this. You can't. And don't be wrong, I'm not trying to equate this to the Holocaust. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But, you can't escape that. Like, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could call it maybe the piggy cost and shit. All the pig juice that he splurted all over the place. Didn't even wash his hands or nothing. Just had little piglets all over his hooves and shit while he was playing games. That right there, if that's not close to genocide, I don't know what is. But in any case, he'll never escape that. That's just, it is what it is. That's the reality of it. The fact that you've accepted it doesn't mean it goes away. That wasn't just some little mindless slip. It wasn't like some small blunder. That's a thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a thing. That's never going to go away. Like, you gotta, it's just gonna, and at one time, ladies and gentlemen, he tried to profit off of it. You tried to profit off of it. And what happens is he gets pissed off because when you look it up, there are videos out there with 100,000 views on it. Matter of fact, I think Snort Burnell has, their rendition of it has over 100,000 views on it. Like, that's a lot of people who sat there and watched that. And who know him only for that. And then from there, if you decide to use that as your gateway snort, if you will, to get into all this nonsense, you find out that he's such a stupid person. He's such an ignorant person. He's such a mean person. Like, that's really what Phil is. He's just a mean old man. He really is. He's just a mean, resentful, uptight, self-absorbed old man. That's really what he is. So when the old man who runs around shitting on other people who thought he was better than, or who he still thinks he's better than, right? Finally has his moment. You know what I'm saying? What did you expect? Of course the internet was going to collectively come together and laugh. Why wouldn't they? Why would they? Or why wouldn't they, I should say. It is what it is. And the thing that hurts him in this face right here, this Steven Seagal, he does look kind of like Steven Seagal, to be honest with you. Hard to kill. Since he can't be canceled, right? So here you go. Darksydephil's hard to kill, or hard to cancel. Look at him. He's miserable as fuck about that. He knows he'll never escape this. This is it. This is the end all be all for you. And it doesn't matter what he does from here on out, good or not, he'll always be remembered for it. And it bothers him. And it should. It should bother you that this is what your legacy really is going to be and no one's going to ever be known for anything else. And that, sadly, if people who know your parents ever did a quick Google search, that it could very well come up. Like, you should feel a certain type of way about that, but you can't do anything about it. You can't wipe it from the internet or anything. This is just your reality. Oh. I've accepted it. You haven't accepted jack shit. That's why you keep ranting about it. If you accepted it, then whatever people throw out at you, you just take it, because what else are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? What else are you going to do? You can't do anything else, but you haven't accepted it. That's why you're so upset. That's why that shit fucking still pokes at you and shit. And at the end of the day, that's your fault for that decision. Nobody else. So him blaming that shit on, I was going a really bad time in my relationship, i.e. Panda, you blaming that on Panda makes it even more pathetic. Especially when, for people who are in the know, they know that Panda said that the sex had dropped off early on in the relationship, and that wasn't of her volition. She didn't want it to. You couldn't perform. So that's your fault. Hey Phil, if you like the feeling of your own hoof, so be it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't throw her up there as a shield, because it's not her fault.
Not to say I want to forget that it happened, but that's not the end all be all of who I am. It's not, and it's stupid that people are so fucking dumb. That's the only thing that they'll think of me. Oh, remember that when that happened? Yeah, I remember the other 12 fucking years of stuff that I've done outside of that one moment, but you're just such a mouth-drooling idiot that you think that one moment encompasses my entire being. It doesn't. You're just a fucking idiot. So I would prefer to not have things reference that as much as possible, because then idiots will just say that's, oh, remember that, I don't want to fucking bother talking about it constantly. It's just so tiring and stupid, you know? And again, I laugh at it just like you guys. I think it was one of the stupidest things that'll ever happen. It's like I told you guys on stream last week, I said, the thing with me is, for everyone else out there who's a content creator, right? They're all at risk that one day they're going to be exposed. Something's going to happen. And they're going to, oh my god, you hear this happen with this content creator? Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Shut up, Tyson, I'm talking. Can you believe that happened? For me, it's already happened. It's already happened. So for me, like, I can't ever fuck up any worse than I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the most embarrassing thing in my life that will ever happen to me, and I'm 5 years past it. So I'm happy about that. Like I said, when other people are always worried about what they say and do, oh my god, am I gonna fuck up? What's gonna happen? I don't have to worry about that.
You said that. I know I've gone over this, but fuck it. Let's do it again. So the incident is your end all be all. Is not your end all be all. There's more to you than that. They could go back and look at 12 years of your existence on the internet and see that there's more to it. And you'll never be able to top that situation. That's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you, and that ever will happen to you. And so people should let it go. Okay, two things. One, Your 12 years of existing on the internet is shit. It's absolute utter shit. Detractor videos already cover all that. It already proves all that. It already justifies how much garbage it is. So that's the worst thing that you should be trying to do to shield yourself, is use your legacy. Your legacy is a joke. End of story. Your legacy is a joke. When you look at the detractors, trolls, haters, and critics, ladies and gentlemen, when you look at the community that surrounds all of that and what it encompasses, anybody can come in with an opinion on Darksydephil, and the opinion, for the most part, is accepted. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always people looking for a fresh pair of eyes to kind of go over and give their opinion of Phil, or any experiences that they've ever had with Phil, or any interactions or whatever. This community consumes that shit ravenously. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, because everything he says is bullshit. His legacy, his history, his past is a lie, or at least the way he tries to frame it. So anybody else who, from the outside looking in, looking at it, people want to hear the reactions if you have an opinion of it. And if you're someone who's had any prior history with him, people want to know. People will listen to you. It may take a while for it to get around or make its rounds, but people will listen to you. That's a thing. Now, you'll never be able to top the embarrassment of that. You may think so, but that's not true. Now, the bankruptcy. I'm not saying that the bankruptcy it tops the flappening, because it doesn't, or the flap incident. What it does do is it just goes to show how inept, how ignorant, how incompetent you really are. Not only were you so socially irresponsible that you ain't sat there and sprayed piggy juice on live stream, but then that 12-year legacy of yours, that 12-year legacy, you didn't learn shit about shit when it comes how to handle success, how to handle money, how to be socially conscious of your community, or of the larger community, the gaming community that you were part of. And you fucked it all up. And then your dumbass had to file for bankruptcy. And then what makes that even more crazy, ladies and gentlemen, is look at how little, no, let's reword that. He obtained so little in that period of time, and yet he owed so much. That makes no sense. For the amount of money that this idiot owes, there is no reason why he doesn't live in a much nicer neighborhood with a standalone 2-story house, right? 2-car garage, you know what I'm saying? Just to have more. You know what I'm saying? When people initially heard the numbers, people were like, what the fuck did this guy have? I remember when Nick Rekieta, I need to go over that, when Nick Rekieta and Null went over his bankruptcy shit. Don't worry, that's coming. That's going to be a long one, though. That's going to be a long one, but it'll be worth it. And I remember when Nick was going over and he was like, yeah, how big is this house? Like, it must be a pretty nice house for this amount. And when Noel told him, he was like, oh, really? And if any of you guys have seen Nick's house, Nick has a very beautiful home. That is a very, very nice house. You know what I mean? That right there is, even though it's still very humble, it's still a very, very beautiful home. And that right there is the trappings of success. You know what I mean? And it's just, and overall, it's just a really beautiful home. And it's on a good amount of land, too. Like, he actually owns something, if you will. You know what I'm saying? He's not just cramped up between two other coinciding buildings and whatnot, and still living in full paranoia. Nick actually did shit with his time. Phil didn't. Just as an example. Not trying to drag Nick into all this. But yeah, like, look at what he doesn't have much to show. He was almost almost $500,000 in debt. And what does he have to really show for it? And that's the crazy part. That's the really wild part about the bankruptcy. You owe all this money and you really don't have a lot to show for it. And that's because he doesn't understand the value of a dollar, basically. You know what I mean? He's a reactionary person. So he reacted to the first thing that him and Panda liked and just went with it. He wasn't willing to take more time or even do some research, some preemptive research before even going out to Seattle and seeing what's what. Let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Let's cut the bullshit. He was always going to settle on Seattle. Panda Man not have known that, but he did. He was always going to settle on Seattle. So, Jesus Christ, you could have done some research around that general area or around multiple areas to get an idea of what you wanted. You looking at a bunch of houses is one thing, but did you really go ahead and look at different areas and really shop around and really have an idea of what you wanted and where and how much your dollar could have taken you? But to reinforce that, and I can actually prove this, look at how hard it was for him to obtain a loan to get that house. He had to go to 3 separate banks to do it. 3 separate banks to finally get one to actually, co-sign him. And he was mad about it. He was like, I make all this money, and why the fuck did I have to go to 3 different banks to do that shit? Because you had nothing to show for it. Right now, as it should be, I think the debate's starting to rage on exactly how much money did he put down on that house initially, or towards his loan, or towards his mortgage, or whatever. You know what I mean? And then when you look at the condominium in Connecticut, that right there was obviously an impulse buy because he only bought that shit to try to impress some chick who already had a man, who owned that place that they were selling to you, that you got finessed into. And that dude, first off, you were simping for his girl. She wasn't going to leave him for you. And then they got your money. And they got a piece of property off their hands that was probably more problems than it was worth. You got finessed, you got played. That woman was like, "Hey, I got a sucker that I think will buy your condominium." Shh. All right, if you can drum up the money, bring him over. And they got your ass hook, line, and sinker. Jeez. And then the story, if you want to get it further into that story, you can find it. I think TXT had an interview with like an old friend of his, an old friend and or acquaintance of Phil that goes over that. If you guys can find it, then it'll tell you more. But yeah, like he completely and totally got finessed into that condo in Connecticut that he's still paying for, or he's still gonna have to deal with. Like, he doesn't want people to go. He really shouldn't want people to go back and look at his legacy. And that bankruptcy is embarrassing. It's embarrassing that you were able to make upwards of $2 million in your time on the internet and you got not a goddamn thing to show for it. All you got is debt. You got a car that you don't own. You have 2 condos that you don't own. We found out you had 14 fucking credit cards and or loans in circulation. And even though he had it discharged, what the fuck did you need all that for? Oh, I needed to prop my business up. You racked up $130,000 to prop up a YouTube channel? Really, motherfucker? To prop up a YouTube channel. Not a business, not a brick and mortar. Not even something in a cul-de-sac. A YouTube channel. If that's not embarrassing, I don't know what is. And that is it as embarrassing as you jerking off on live stream? Not necessarily. But it shows how incompetent you are. It shows how ignorant you are. And you should be embarrassed of that. And you should be embarrassed that that right there came out in public. And you should be embarrassed that you rip off people on a daily basis. That you beg. And have the nerve to call it crowdfunding. Have the nerve to sit there and say, other streamers do it. Why don't they get judged? You have the nerve to call other streamers, content creators, or whatever, shills and sellouts and all of this because they do business. Real business. And not beg the kids, the mentally and physically disabled, or just other man babies for their disability checks, for their stimulus checks or for whatever money that they can actually drum up. Their dead wives' insurance money. You should be ashamed of yourself for having to do all that. You should be ashamed of yourself that you have to come up on stream and beg for $100 a stream or $200 a day. You should be ashamed of yourself. The fuck is wrong with you? You did this for over a decade and your short-term goals are just to get $200 a day? And have the nerve that you're winning? Even though you're the one who's obsessing about all these supposed detractors, trolls, haters, and critics and shit? You're the one who have people in their Discords? You're the one who has people following them on Twitter and shit? You're the one who has all these different detractor content sent to you so you can watch it on your day off and shit? And and I haven't even gotten to your mobile addiction, which you should be embarrassed about. You should be embarrassed about that mobile addiction. That mobile addiction to that gotcha game, WWE Champions, may very well be more embarrassing than you jerking off on stream. But here's the crazy part. All three of them go together. You're sexually inept, you're financially ignorant, and you're an addict. All of that go together. And everybody sees it but you. That's what you should be ashamed of. That's what you should be embarrassed of. DSP News?
I've already been there, done that. I've already dealt with that.
This guy is 1,000,000% a pathological liar and a sociopath.
By the way, guys, I didn't say that you could do it. I did not say you could use that emo. I didn't finish what I was saying. What I was going to say was, no, I would actually prefer not to have my fucking stupid face posted all over the stream chat constantly because I want us to move past it. So what I was going to say is I can't stop you from doing it, but you have to understand that it would be pretty disrespectful to do it if I told you not to, and I didn't want you to do it. I never said yes. I never said yes at all. So I don't want you to know. I don't want that fucking... Listen, by the way, that emote will not be allowed because remember, after I had that incident, I tried to make the emote myself and Twitch denied it. Twitch told me no. So what you did, Equilibrium, is you bypassed the system of Twitch because you put it up yourself. But if anyone reviews that emote, they're gonna turn up. And I can't use it. Certainly you can't use it. So the answer is no, you can't use that fucking emote. So stop it right now. Turn it off. Immediately. Immediately. At this very instant.
You think I'm the villain? Go fuck yourself.
Because the second that I fucking saw that was like, nope, stupid. Because you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna have people spamming it already. So, you know. I know. Jack Lee's, I know. He says, why don't you just ban him? I'm very lenient with Equilibrium. I don't know why. I try to be a nice guy. And he just pushes buttons and he fucks with me constantly with stuff that he does. I don't know. I swear I try to be a nice guy to him, but, you know, I guess it's not enough. He has to, you know, keep fucking with me. Thinking that's hilarious to do shit like that. You know, it's real funny. Yeah, it's real funny. He asked and I didn't say yes. He asked, I didn't say yes. I didn't say yes, so why did you do it? I was in the middle of giving you an answer. I didn't get to finish because I was in the middle of a part of the game and you fucking did it anyway. So, wow, you're a genius. You're a real fucking genius. Grade A intelligence of real Einsteins we have here. Jesus Christ. Okay. I didn't say no because I didn't finish. You didn't say no either. I didn't say no because I didn't finish what I was saying. I had to play the game. I got distracted by an event in the game.
I can tell you, I can smell the saltiness.
Let me put it this way. Sadly, you cannot trust people to be mature. That's the problem. Every once in a while, if that emote were used to do something silly, you know, I'd be okay with it. But you know what's going to happen. People will just spam it constantly, and that's going to be the end of my streams. You'll be dealing with idiots spamming it constantly. In addition, like I said, it's actually not allowed by Twitch. It's not. It's not allowed by Twitch. They banned it. I tried to remake it, and they denied me and said, no, that's against our terms of service. So you should not be able... If I can't use it, you can't fucking use it.
That was years ago, and he knows that. So get over it.
Sorry. No, Equilibrium, I don't want the fucking emote. I don't want it. You cannot... If I can't have it, you cannot have it. What don't you understand about that? What the fuck don't you understand about that? It's pretty common sense that if the person whose face it is...
I mean, you already stole one of his emotes anyway, so you might as well take that one.
I'm not allowed to use it either. Jeez. Some people just don't have common sense, folks. Mr. Root since you let me use his emote, how come you don't let him use that one? What are you talking about? He let me use his emote? What the fuck are you talking about? That's not what happened. He used my likeness in an emote that was made for him by Polish Frog. I said, wow, that's a good emote, but technically you can't use it because you're using artwork that was stolen from my channel that I don't even have permission to use anymore. So he deleted that emote, and then Polish Frog made a version of the emote for me because he knew that I liked it, and he made it with my actual emote that's allowed to be used. I didn't steal anything from him. What the fuck are you talking about?
Do you know there's like a guy in our group right now who's like streaming this whole thing? He's sort of like semi-famous.
Oh, yeah, I think that's Darksydephil. He was the guy that got caught for masturbating in front of children. Yeah,
Yeah, so in
Darksydephil,
front of
he
children.
was caught masturbating. I think he's like 35 years old.
Oh my
Yeah, he was
god.
masturbating in front of children
That's
on
right.
a YouTube live stream. Hilarious. It's the guy watching his Twitch. Is that really him? Is he the
Yes.
one that got caught, Matt?
Yes.
Dark Shadow Wizard Dragon, cheers. I don't see anything wrong with that emote. It was a moment in time. We're laughing at you. We're laughing with you, not at you. Listen, Dark Shadow Wizard Dragon. I agree with you, as I've said. Okay, as I said. When it happened, I wanted that emote. I tried to make that emote, and Twitch denied me. They said outright, no, that's not allowed on Twitch. That's against our terms of service. So, if I can't have the emote, no one else should have it too, just because you're a smaller streamer. I should be able to have it before you, and they told me, no, I can't have it. So, no, you cannot have that as an emote if I can't have it. If Twitch has denied it for me, that means it's denied to everyone, okay? Because I would want to have it, and I can't have it myself.
Wait, I thought you wanted to get over the flappening though. I thought that was something we were supposed to be trying to move past. But now you're saying you demand that you should be able to use it before anybody else. Well, that's not moving past it, is it? If there was a bit more humility to you, then yeah, you would go ahead and put it out there and let anybody use it and whatnot, make it a meme, own the meme, trigger the libs, own the libs, whatever. And then that's how you actually move on. So he's saying that, oh, I want to get past it and I don't want to think about that, but you can't profit off of that. And I should be able to profit off of that. But since I can't profit off of it, no one can profit off of it. It's like a crazy gouty version of the Streisand effect in a lot of ways. And he's only hurting himself. And you already ripped off a fucking emote from this dude already. Just take that one too and profit off of it. Oh, well, they already denied it. That was years ago. There are Twitch thoughts that actually have emotes of their ass. That's legal? All right, whatever. Whatever.
Oh my god, he's drinking gin.
Equilibrium, so stating the fact that you're a smaller streamer is now a diss, he says. It's interesting. Now stating facts are disses. I like that. I like people who actually think that facts can actually have, like, a harmful intent or bias. A fact is a fact. It's not, it can't have a bias. A fact cannot have a bias. So by me saying Equilibrium is a smaller streamer than me, that's not an insult. That's a fact. That's not meant to be an insult, and if you take it that way, that just shows that you're so self-conscious about yourself and your shortcomings that you're mad at me because I stated a fact.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then me calling you, well, not just me, anybody, calling you a liar, a loser, an e-beggar, a failure, you were never really good at Street Fighter, you were never really, you never really held any influence in the FGC, you were never really as big as you said that you were on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? You went ahead and alienated yourself to everybody and anybody in the YouTube community that were as big as you, or if not bigger, certainly bigger, and whatnot. You're an absolute fucking failure all around. That right there is not slander. That's the truth. Oh, you want to go ahead and go back to that escort saga shit? All right. Was it a European? Was it a high-end European escort from? Well, a high-end European escort? No. Were you paying a girl to? Were you flying a girl out to see you to give you the girlfriend experience? Yeah, you were. The only difference is she wasn't a high-end escort. She was some chick from Detroit, or from Michigan. She was some chick from Michigan who had a man, who was living with her boyfriend when she came out to visit you, up until when she finally moved out. That you met her on the internet, and you never talked to her on the phone at all until you guys actually met. That's not slander. That's a fact. That's the truth. Just like how you ain't sat there and sold out your friends and used them for profit. And when they finally came out and tried to defend themselves, you sat there and went into a public bitch fit about it. You made a video, supposedly you posted it, but then it was taken down, and I haven't found anybody who actually has a copy of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the... How is it that everything that the detractors say about you are slander, bullshit, conspiracy theories, whatever, but when that shit comes out to be proven as truth, then there's a problem. WWE champions. You have sunk $50,000 into that bitch. That's not slander. That's a fact. That's already been confirmed. James the Lesser confirmed that for me. I mean, big ups to everybody who was involved in that. But James the Lesser definitely confirmed that shit with the phone call bullshit. That was linked to whatever phone service, that was linked to the Discord, that was linked to fucking WWE champions. James put the nail in the coffin in that like a long time ago. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go back to James Lesser's channel, you'll see it. He actually, I think he called him on like a live stream or something. And whatnot, and the phone rang, right? And bam, that was Phil's voice on the answer machine. Philip J. Burnell or whatever. That was Phil. Like, that right there locked you in. That's not slander to say, you know what, Phil has a mobile addiction when we can prove that you have a mobile addiction. Whatever. Because it's a fact.
I think I'm toxic now.
HoboX says he thinks that they might approve the emote if I tried to resubmit it. Again, but alright, HoboX. Alright, alright, hold on. Are you ready? Alright, please listen. Alright, I can only say it so clearly. Alright, I'm gonna say it one more time so everyone can hear me. I said it on pre-stream last week. Most people must not have listened. I'm gonna say it again. Alright? The incident in 2016 absolutely happened. It was the most embarrassing thing that could ever happen to me. It became a worldwide meme and everyone made fun of me for quite some time about it.
In mid-2016, I accidentally streamed myself masturbating.
And to this day, I still get shit for it every single day. But I'm a content creator who has made content on the internet for over 12 years. That moment is not the end-all be-all of my existence. However, when people see that meme, that's all they care or think about. Everything that I've done for 12 to 13 years gets completely erased or brushed under the rug, and all they want to do is joke about that stupid fucking moment. The good news about that is, I know I will never have another embarrassing moment like that. That's the most embarrassing thing that will ever happen to me. I won't ever have a cancelable moment. I've gone through the most embarrassing thing that could happen, and I survived. That's a big positive that came out of that moment. But I don't want to fucking talk about it constantly. It's almost 5 years in my fucking past at this point. That's like a different life. That was a time in my life that I told you guys I was at a low in my life. I was actually getting depression back because my personal life was very shitty at that time, behind the scenes, and things were falling apart with my personal relationships, and financially things were falling apart. Like, everything was falling apart at the seams. And I don't want to, every time you see that emote, I mean, yeah, I can laugh at it, but at the same time, it kind of reminds me of that fucked up time of my life and how stupid I was and the dumb things I was doing because I wasn't in my right mind because I was so fucked up at that time. Okay? I'm so different now 5 years later.
No. Once again, you're being dishonest. And you've shown absolutely no signs of changing.
I'm a completely different person. Like, that stuff would never happen again. You know what I mean? Everything in the past 5 years, everything about my content has changed. Everything is different now, right? Why do we need to dwell on this one moment that, yes, is never going to go away? Yes, it's okay to bring it up in my stream. Yes, it's okay to laugh about it. We can laugh about it together. And I'll laugh at the moment because it's stupid. I don't want to talk about it constantly.
Wait, how is it okay to bring it up if supposedly we're trying to move past it? And how are we trying to move past it if you're trying to profit off the emote and you're mad that someone else is doing it? Huh? Like, we're literally just contradicting statements after statements. All right, let's continue.
Constantly. I don't want to have it shoved down my throat constantly, okay? Think about this, all right? I just want you to think about it. I have family members, right? I have a wife. I have people who, like, don't want to think about that constantly. What if my wife turns into the stream one day, and now every asshole spamming that emo? You think she wants to fucking think about that? Of course not, right? This is something that's
But she already knows. Well, wait a second. You said, does she want to think about it? Which means she already knows it. And she still chose to marry you. So, I mean, what's done is done. And your family, what do they, what? Like, why is that even brought up as a point of conversation? We already know you're an embarrassment to your mother and father and any of your cousins and existing members of the Burnell bloodline. So what? What does that mean? Are they coming over to your streams and giving you money? Not that we know of. And I assume they've moved on with their lives and whatnot. And I'd like to say out of a mercy, to be honest with you. I know I'm the wrong person to be talking about that. You should be going to Agent Proper or LSB for mercy. I'm not one to give that. But out of a mercy, I would hope they wouldn't know about those things. I would really hope that they don't, to be honest. Especially if they went on to have kids. They don't need to know that their fucked up uncle does absolutely disgusting shit in front of kids. They could get the wrong idea and actually think you're a pedo. But when the fuck does your family mean anything about anything? Oh, except for when you need to shield yourself. And since you want to talk about your family, Phil, let's talk about your family. You're the same asshole who told us my parents are really, really fucking sick right now. And they really want me to go out there and see them. They really want to meet Kat, but I can't because of taxes. Hey, Phil, if your parents are really, really sick and they could die at any given time, fuck your taxes, dude. Go out there and visit your parents. I can't, man, my taxes. You prioritize your taxes over your parents' well-being. And you said that it very well could have been the last time you'd be able to go out there and see them. And you tried to cry over that bullshit. Didn't work because you don't cry for anybody but yourself, as pathetic as that is. So was it really about your family then? Oh no, it became about your family then when your mom, well, when your parents agreed to pay to fly you and fly you and Catherine out. Oh, and pay for the wedding. Oh, and also put a down payment, or also pay an initial payment to get you back on the payment plan for your taxes. Then it was about your family. Anybody want anything else? I know I said I was going to give him mercy, but you know I'm not. I can't do that. There are way more reasonable people to go to for that stuff. I'm not here for that. So was that, thinking about your family? Was that a concern? Was that something that bothered you? No? All right. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
I don't want to just talk about it constantly. Okay? I don't want to be reminded of it. It has nothing to do with my life today. So why the fuck do you want to make an emo out of it and constantly spam it? Why are you so dumb? I mean, just be honest here. Okay, it's the meme. It's funny. Fine. Tweet me the stupid meme or whatever. Ha ha ha. Fine. It's okay. I don't want my streams, my place of business on a daily basis to become the thing from 5 years ago that I've completely moved past. Alright? Do you understand that? Seriously, do you understand that? Because if you don't, then maybe you just aren't mature enough to understand the kind of person who I become, the kind of content creator I become, and maybe you just don't respect me. And if you don't respect me, maybe you shouldn't be put in a position of power to decide if an emote should be of me or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's me, it's my life.
Well, okay, so we can't have an emote of you. No one can have an emote of Jasper because Jasper is just a standard cat. Sorry, Jasper, I love you, but let me be honest. There's a lot of cats that look like you on Instagram and shit, and on Twitter. So anybody can make an emote of anything and put you on a shirt, and Phil can't do jack shit. He knows that, but he's fucking retard. So no one can make an emote of you, Catherine, or Jasper. But what about your sister-in-law? Because, not to give anybody any hints or anything, but she has a rather colorful existence on Twitter, and she shares quite a bit. A lot of that would make pretty good emotes. I would hate to see something like Evil Librium go ahead and make a couple emotes out of that and spam that shit in your chat, because you wouldn't be able to do anything about it. And if you banned him for it, or if you banned him in general, people would know. Then they would go over there, subscribe to get his emotes, and then spam even more of it. Are you going to ban everybody, Phil? Just throwing it out there. An inquisitive snort, or sniff, if you will. I don't snort. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a shame if something like that happened, Phil. It'd be just tragic. It'd be horrible. You know what I'm saying? That'd be terrible. Not to give anybody any ideas or anything. Hint, hint.
My image, I have rights to determine how it's used, and I can't stop people from making fun of me for a moment 5 years ago, but I certainly can say, fuck no, I don't want my entire stream every day to be spammed that fucking emote with a bunch of immature idiots derailing every little thing I possibly do by saying, this is all that's ever happened to you, Phil, this is it, the one moment. Fuck off. 13 years that I've done stuff that's been meaningful on the internet. People come to me every day and say, thank you so much for what you do. Some people don't even know what the moment is. It's been 5 years ago, guys. That's a long fucking time that's passed. How do you think that this is important at this point? Really?
If that's the case, then why are you so threatened by it? Keep contradicting yourself. It's fun. It's fun.
My streams, how the fuck do you think that moment is important? Have you not been in any of my meaningful streams over the past 5 years? So please, just stop it. Just fucking stop it. Leave it. Leave it be. Every once in a while you want to bring it up and make a joke about it. That's perfectly fine. I don't need the end all be all of my existence on this planet to be about one moment 5 years ago. It's time to fucking move the fuck on and grow the fuck up. It really is. It's time to stop with the bullshit.
But you haven't moved on, and you haven't grown the fuck up. That's why it hurts you so bad. And yet you don't see that, do you? Wow. Maybe you do deserve more pity. Like, maybe people should feel bad for you. No, fuck all that. No one should feel bad for you. You put yourself in that spot. Screw that. You're a fucking dumbass. And as long as you let shit like that hurt you, then it'll continue to hurt you. And even if they stopped it publicly, right? Or if they stop spamming it or whatever, it's always going to fucking occupy his fucking head anyway. And no one put you in that spot but you. And the fact that you blame Panda for it is disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself that you would throw Panda under the bus and imply that it's her fault that you did that. Jesus Christ, one of the few women who walked this planet who didn't mind stroking you, and you chose your own hoof over her. That's your fault. Fuck you.
I'm just tired of hearing about it. Oh, we're gonna fucking talk about it again. No, that's what a child does. Laugh about the fucking immature joke from 5 years ago. Okay, it happened. Great, I get it. I'm embarrassed about it. I always was embarrassed about it. I'll always laugh at it and say, yeah, that was the most embarrassing moment. I don't need to see an emote of it every 5 fucking seconds, and I don't need assholes telling me that I'm a fucking stick in the mud and this and that. Fuck off. How about this? Fuck off and leave me alone if that's your mentality. I don't want you here.
There's the salt. The delicious salt.
Okay, I just want to relax, have fun with games, and not have to derail my fucking gameplay stream to talk about a dumb thing that happened 5 years ago because you're a fucking idiot. Okay. So by the way, yeah, someone just asked how long is overtime. Not much longer. Basically, I want to do a little bit of this puzzle and that's it. So maybe at tops another 15, 20 minutes. Remember, this is the last night I can actually go this late. If this were a normal night, now I would not be able to go this late anymore because my wife would be home in 5 minutes. But tonight she works another extra hour. So as of starting tomorrow, I cannot do late nights like this anymore. Okay, guys? So I hope you're enjoying it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks to those who did support the stream tonight. It looks like we're not going to hit the tip skull tonight, which sucks, but what can you do?
FYI,
And
guys,
then
I'm
using
only-
his wife as an excuse to not work overtime to get the money he needs to pay bills. That makes a whole lot of sense. Did she get promoted? If she did, congratulations, because you're going to need to compensate for that sub goal. Not sub goal, for that stream goal not being hit. Someone needs to come up with the extra money for it.
For about another 15, 20 minutes tops. So if you are thinking of contributing at all, you know, hint, hitting the tips goal tonight, which would be nice. You gotta do it relatively shortly, and obviously the sooner the better.
Frog Detective Frog Chiefs on the 24th of January, our Lord's Year Redfill decree that moving forward overtime is banned. Not banned, like for example tomorrow night if I wanted to go a little extra, like maybe go to like 9:45 or 9, I'd probably say 9:30. I could go a little bit extra, I just can't go super long anymore, because my wife will leave, you know? And I'm happy because, you know, she works late nights, and it's messed up that, you know, she has to work late nights out in the dark, in the middle of a fucking shopping area, and, you know, people out in the parking lot, you know what the hell they're gonna do. Sometimes she's been approached by people, and, you know, you get nervous. You don't get mugged in the middle of the fucking night, so the earlier she can come back, the better, you know? She wants to work mornings, and they won't let her. She wants to work mornings, and they won't let her do it. She wants to work during... How was that? Hit his head. She wants to work mornings, and they just tell her that, no, you can't work mornings, you need for night shifts. So...
The chick has 3 days off during the week. Like, right? She has like 3 or 4 days off. She either works Thursday to Sunday or she works Friday to Sunday. One of the two. But, I mean, it is what it is. And you're saying that she wants to work morning. She doesn't want to close anymore or whatever. Why don't she work a mid? I'm sure there's some type of mid shift that she works or she could work that's available instead of working strictly mornings. So do that. And why do I feel like this is really more personal? This is really more of for his own personal convenience than her. Which is weird because the way it's currently set up, he wakes up, they go down and allegedly, they go down and have a coffee together, then he gets ready to stream. She cooks essentially dinner in like early mid-afternoon and whatnot for Phil, and then she takes her portion with her to work, and then she comes home late. But see, that don't make sense because if she worked mornings, that means she would probably be home right around the time she would normally cook dinner, which is weird, eating dinner at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever that shit is. And then she would be to her own devices for the rest of the night. Are you going to quit your late stream? No. So then what's the point? And the fact that she gets home earlier, how does that affect you at all when you're kind of prone to go into overtime? Which means that even at times where he's in overtime, well, he does overtime, I should say, she's probably already home anyway. She doesn't need him to run downstairs smelling like stale spam to greet her. Let her come home and deflate. You know what I'm saying? Let her go ahead, let her see what Jasper's doing, grab a shower, let her fucking relax and shit. She don't need you all in her face and up and under her complaining about your bullshit problems the moment she comes home from listening to other people and their bullshit problems. But he don't see that. I don't envy her and what nonsense she may deal with on a daily basis. I know we very rarely talk about that because I'm not very sympathetic, but at least not to them anyway. But it's an interesting point of conversation.
Why not pick her up? Because she has the car. She drives herself there. And then she drives herself home. We don't know. It would be one thing, but we don't know exactly when she gets out. Some nights she gets out later and stuff, depending on what the work that needs to be done. So she preferred to have, be able to drive herself back and forth. So.
Wait a second. That doesn't mean anything anyway, because that was the whole reason why he sent Panda to driving school, because this dumbass didn't want to take her to work and he didn't want to have to pick her up. And her schedule was way more reasonable, at least for that time period. Her schedule was way more reasonable where he could have literally dropped her off before he started streaming, right? And when she gets out of work is when he would, well, around the time she was getting out of work, he would be on break anyway, so he could literally picked her up, grab some food, and then come home and still make it for his evening stream. And refused to do it. Made her take the bus until she wanted to go and get her license. Then she finally got her license, and then he let her drive his car. So it's not like he's about that life of picking someone up and dropping someone off. Matter of fact, he used that as an excuse because I'm a fucking useless encyclopedia of fucking dumb shit. Matter of fact, when people were proposing to him in 2016, probably most of 2015 and 2016, hey, why don't you go ahead and get yourself a job, right? Oh, well, how are we going to do that? Because Panda works, and I'd have to work around her schedule, and, you know, one of us has to pick up, one of us drop off. What do you think people do, or what do you think couples do, and whatnot, when they have a single car home? They work their schedules out around that. Why wouldn't that be a thing? Why is that not plausible to you? Why is that not something that you could fathom? Does anybody get, like, picking up what I'm putting down? Like, he actually thought that was crazy that people would even consider doing that. Why wouldn't they? If you only got one vehicle, you guys got to work around each other. And even if there's a little bit of overlap or whatever, you can usually work things out. Someone would probably have to just leave work a little early, or someone's going to have to stay late, or whatever the case may be, to go ahead and work it all out. But it can be done. It's what time management is. And keep in mind, though, too, ladies and gentlemen, this ass clown has been out of work. Keep in mind when I'm saying this. He's been out of work. He's been out of the workforce since 2010. Since 2010. So he doesn't understand, nor does he know jack shit about anything from a corporate job all the way down to whatever you would consider a bottom of the barrel job, if you will. He doesn't know. He's been gone for over a decade. How could he know? This is the same person who said only suckers work a 9-to-5 job. And he meant it when he said it. Which is fucked up because I think John was there. Or it doesn't even matter because John, Howard, OJ, all them dudes had 9-to-5s. They weren't the chosen few. They weren't the exception to the rules. So when you made that comment, not only did you shit on his own viewers, but he shitted on the very people around him. Think about it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Captain Psycho has tipped me again. Thank you, Captain Psycho. You tipped quite a bit today, and I really appreciate that. He just tipped another $32, and he says we made it. And in fact, yes, with that we did. We just hit the tip skull. Frog Detective Frog, I appreciate your cheering, but you're asking personal stuff I can't talk about. He's asking about why does your wife need a job? Why doesn't she stream? You're talking to the wrong person. You're talking to the wrong fucking person. You would have to ask her, and she doesn't talk online, so you're not going to get those answers from me.
I can answer that. The reason why she works a job, the reason why she works a job is because Phil wanted to put her to work the moment that she got there. And whatnot, which is actually ironic in a lot of ways because he said initially that Catherine had a job wherever she was living before, being Michigan, and she was transferring from Michigan to Renton or Seattle, and she was basically changing jobs, working for the same company but transferring over to just a new location. Even though there's some problems with that because he said that she would start working in like a month, and realistically she didn't go back to work for 2 months. It doesn't mean that she couldn't have taken a hiatus like that or anything of the case, but the way he made it sound, we have to get her all new clothes, not just casually, but for work and all this, that, and the third. If the girl had a job, you would think she would have brought her work clothes with her, right? Like, essentially, when this girl got here, outside of the clothes on her back, he made it sound like she didn't have much. And it's probably fair to imply, to some degree, that she may have not even had a job when she was living with Superman, which is the reason why it took her 2 months to go to work, because after getting her license and getting everything else squared away, she actually had to go out and find a job. That's the first thing. Second thing, why can't she stream? Why can't she make content? Why can't she do anything? He forbidden her from doing it. He said that his business class internet couldn't handle having 2 people on it to stream, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Business class internet, something that is meant to be used for businesses who have multiple computers and or terminals or workstations or whatever, couldn't handle this tard and someone else streaming on it. Yeah, he actually said that. And then, even if you wanted to go ahead and believe his pig nose is on that, all right, fair enough. I'll play that game with you. We still have a regular landline downstairs. We have regular internet too. She could stream off that, and he's not using that. He doesn't need that while he's streaming doing his thing. Oh, she can't have that either. Nope, she can't have that. I don't think it's strong enough to stream on. Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why she has a job, and that's the reason why she doesn't make content anymore. Oh, did you forget that she used to make content? Yeah, she has a YouTube channel. Yeah, she has a Twitch. And as soon as she got with Phil, she was made to abandon all of that. Because she wants to have only a life with him, and she doesn't want anything that would be a distraction or could potentially hurt him. So she gave all that up, essentially. You're welcome.
You're not gonna get those kind of answers from me, alright?
I am Hot Dog. Timmy $1 and says, why do you make these long convoluted stories about Cat not streaming? Oh my god, here we go. You demanded her not stream. Let's face it, she can't do anything without you saying so. That's right. As you know, I'm an incredibly controlling adult, and I absolutely tell her what to do at every waking notice. Right now, I've got her tied up in a closet over here in the house while I stream because I don't like it if she disturbs me. You're a fucking weirdo idiot. You are dumbass.
Jay Kramer Charity says, blink twice if you need rescue. Obviously, you've been my captive since February, right?
It's
what
true.
I did
It's
is
absolutely
I had a
true.
lap. She's
Wow.
been tied up in my house since then, obviously.
Yep.
She's not actually a willing, resident here in the house.
Yeah, other simple answers to just think about it. Even if she wanted to stream, how could she? I stream all day. I'm talking the internet all day long. How the hell could she stream? We can't get a separate, we already have 2 lines of internet in this house. Where's the 3rd line gonna come from, Zach?
Just like what I told y'all. I'm hogging the internet. Business class internet, by the way. I'm hogging the internet all day. So how's she going to stream? And then contradicts that by saying, we have 2 lines of internet, so why can't she use the other internet then? If anybody was dumb enough to believe that you couldn't have multiple people on business class internet, whatever. Why can't she use the regular internet? There are streaming houses out there, right? Especially in Texas, where multiple people stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's like, there's one particular streaming house, for example. They have a bunch of internet lines out there, but I think 2 or 3 people each in that house are streaming off of just one line or something like that. And because they could have done individual lines and they chose not to. I can't remember what the reasons were, but they said it didn't matter because they could just all stream off, multiple people could stream off a single line and it'd be cool. And it'd be cool. And they were like, we're not paying for business class internet. We don't need that. That was dumb. And like I said, there's like 8 people who live in that fucking house. And they do it just fine. And they all stream at the same time or around the same time. And there is no issues. There is no problems. Well, then again, Texas has really good internet too, though. So it is what it is. But with that being said, so what's his fucking excuse? Listen to this fucking tard and his nonsense. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what DSP logic is. Take it in.
I don't even know what the hell. Oh, alright. Frog Detective Frog, you're banned. You're banned, you piece of shit. Fucking asshole. You knew it. Whenever someone starts asking me something about my wife, you know that the in-stream all day. I'm talking the internet all day long. How the hell could she...
So you've been my captive since February, right?
It's
what
true.
I did
It's
is
absolutely
I had a
true.
lap.
Wow.
She's been
Sorry about that. I just want to bring that back one more time so you guys can hear it.
up in my house since then, obviously.
Yep.
She's not actually a willing, resident here in the house.
Yeah, other simple answers to just think about it. Even if she wanted to stream, how could she? I stream all day. I'm talking the internet all day long. How the hell could she stream? We can't get a separate, we already have 2 lines of internet in this house. Where's the 3rd line gonna come from, exactly? I don't even know what the hell. Alright, Frog Detective Frog, you're banned. You're banned, you piece of shit. Fucking asshole. You knew it. Whenever someone starts asking me something about my wife, you know that the insults are coming or the disgusting shit is coming. So he had to wait a minute to pretend like he was gonna be nice, and then he said it, and that was the end of that, and he can fuck off, so. What a nice piece of donkey shit he is.
There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated.
Oh, that's not even some of the better quotes. Like there are some in some old pre-streams. He has convoluted reasons why she couldn't stream or even make YouTube videos. Like convoluted shit. I'm gonna have to look that up. That could be a struggle against the Grease. Catherine and her internet presence. We could do that. I'll make sure I put that on the board. I'll make sure I put that on the board. Convoluted reasons. Absolutely fucking out there. And here's the thing too. He almost fucked himself. Well, he did fuck himself all around either way. But he was like, we can't split the... I mean, we already have 2 lines. What, we need a third? What the fuck you need a third for? Who's on the house internet? That would cause... Like, who's using that? She can stream off that. She can upload YouTube videos on that. You're a scumbag. And you're an idiot. Financially incompetent. You got yourself a small cash cow with this girl, right? That, yeah, she's going to get bombarded, but people will throw money at this chick to get any little thing. And the thing is, and he knows this too, the detractors, trolls, haters, and critics are patient. They are very, very patient. And he knows that. And you peel her like you peel an orange. You take your time with it. And he knows that eventually shit's going to come out. Eventually shit's going to get contradicted. Oh, what's your work schedule like? Oh, what's it like to work doing what you're doing? What games are you actually in? What's it like? You slowly but surely build a level of trust, and then you start being like, well, hey, how's Phil doing today? Is Phil all right? Does Phil snort a lot at night? You know, stuff to kind of just bring her defenses down and kind of get her laughing. And then that's when you got it. And that's when you start figuring out, that's when people start finding out shit. And he can't have that because that's 2 streams he has to basically monitor. And he can't have that. And he damn sure doesn't want any of his mods going over there and modding for her and getting comfortable with her and then finding out what's what. And then on top of that, he can't afford to have his ego be crushed by people going over there and supporting her in her efforts and not supporting him. He can't have that. He tried to essentially set up something like that for Panda to where she could be his little cash cow with her YouTube channel, and it didn't work. I'm surprised he never had her stream, but whatever. Now, Catherine, his wife, his soulmate, to go ahead and slowly overtake him because of his notoriety off of his back, off his coattails. Wings don't have a problem doing that with Kelly. Excuse me, but Phil has a problem with that with Cat. I almost said Panda. Sorry, he can't live with that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we come to the sad part of our broadcast because we come into the last video of our broadcast. It's hurtful, but it is what it is. Give me just a second, and I'll see you for that last video. Oh, what a scumbag! And to blatantly lie like that, like people don't understand how internet works. We live in a day and age where it is very easy to start streaming or make content. We watched you fail at it for 12 years. And you telling us that Catherine can't do it? Fuck off. Fuck off. That's so disgusting. All right, here we go.
See right now is going to be absolutely disgusting.
Sound good?
Alright, that's... sounds good to me.
Golden coasted overnight.
Oh, something has to, sweetie. Something has to. Ladies and gentlemen, sadly, we are here with the last video that will make up our broadcast for today. Brought to us by Burnell, DSP. What I do with cooking oil, money to spare, Sodium alert. And $1 helps. $1 helps a lot. This was published on January 24th, of 2021, our year of Greece. The link will be down in the description. What a scumbag. What a scumbag. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Cheers. Says, where should I dump my grease and cooking oil? Apparently it's not supposed to go down the drain. I know. So when I made a DSP Tries It video of this many years ago, alright, I was made fun of intensely. Everyone laughed at me and said, you poured your grease down the toilet, you fucking buffoon, I bet you clogged your toilet. Well, I didn't, but everyone made fun of me. It was very insulting, and I was very upset. I actually cried many nights after releasing that DSP Tries It about making that breakfast sandwich with the bacon. I cried.
It wasn't a DSP Tries It, it was a Poorly Cooking with the King.
People really were very mean to me on the internet, and I couldn't believe that
Matter
it was so
of fact,
nasty.
Mighty D has an archive channel. I think it used to be called DSP Historian, but I think he may change the name to DSP Archive. You can find it there. You can find it there. And we're going to, on the Fight Club channel, we're going to eventually go over all of the Poorly Cooking with the Kings. We're going to go over all of them. I think there was like 3 or 4 he did, and then he went on a hiatus for a little while, and then he brought it back. And then he was thinking about trying to incorporate Panda into it, but they never did. And then she did some cooking vlogs. Not even vlogs. She didn't really do cooking vlogs. They did meal vlogs when they came to Connecticut. We're going to go over those too.
Okay?
Phil's a dirty girl.
So what you're supposed to do, so you have many options. Number 1 would be to pour it down your sink, but of course that could clog your sink pipes, right? Number 2 would be to pour it down your toilet, but that could clog your toilet pipes. Number 3, you could just drink it yourself. Just drink the grease. That way it's in your pipes. But that could clog your pipes, right? You try. So what I recommend you do, all right, is you take a paint bucket, all right, and you open up the paint bucket. You use the paint your house, all right. Then rinse it out nicely, all right. And then what you do is over a slow time, you fill that paint bucket purely with cooking grease. All right, you fill it to the brim. All right, and then you reseal the bucket nicely on top to make it look like a new bucket. And then you basically put it out somewhere and you put a sign. You say free paint, and then you leave it there.
過酷な運命を背負って極道の抗争に巻き込まれていた。
There you go. That's the best way to handle it. I don't know what else to do. What are you supposed to do with this fucking grease? Go out to the curb and pour it down the sewer. Now you clog the sewer pipes, right? It's a conundrum. What do you do with grease? I don't know. I don't know what to do. Don't know what to tell you.
Well, Phil, obviously he's a binge drinker and he drinks every night. He drinks himself into a drunken stupor. And anytime he tweets after a stream, it means that it's a gin night. He's drinking all night, and that's what he's tweeting.
Snow Carl Cheers says, how would you say your greatly improved financial situation with wiped debt and higher revenue has impacted your and Cat's life this year? Do you feel better, less stressed, and happier? Yeah, let me put it this way.
I used to live paycheck to paycheck. I used to have to
You still live paycheck to paycheck. And you e-beg on top of that. So what are you talking about? He e-begs in between paychecks. Now that I think about it. He e-begs between paychecks. So let's lay out the scenario. Patreon, for whatever the fuck that's worth for him now. What, $200-300 a month? That comes out, that's on the 1st. Twitch is on the 15th. YouTube is somewhere between the 20th and the 24th. That's his main sources of revenue, essentially. And then, I don't know about Teespring. I don't even know if anybody buys Teespring anymore. That doesn't matter. So, but his 3 main sources, Patreon, YouTube, Twitch, and YouTube. You guys got the layout. The 1st, the 15th, and somewhere between the 20th and the 24th. G-Money would definitely be able to confirm that for sure. So if he's in the comment section, he will. I very much appreciate that. Or anybody else who has any experience. And then he e-begs in between all that. Well, actually, he e-begs throughout all of that. Because even when he bitches and complains, like, oh, I need you guys just to give me a little bit of help until I get to my, until Twitch pays me, which is something that we heard a lot of in 2017, 2018, 2019. Then once he gets paid by Twitch, for, less than a week later, he'll get paid by YouTube, But then he'll still beg throughout all of that, and then he'll beg from the end of the month all the way up till Twitch again. It's just what he does. That's exactly what he does. So it's not even that he lives paycheck to paycheck. It's even worse. He's panhandling all year round, or all month long, if you will.
For a payment to come in to backfill bills that were either late or overdue, or a ton of late fees, or an overdrafted bank account, or all of the above. Now, I actually have enough money to pay my taxes every month, to pay my bills every month.
Wait,
it's good.
What do you mean paying your taxes every month? You said that you pay your taxes every quarter. Now you pay your taxes every month? What, you mean the federal? Oh, you mean like back taxes, the federal taxes that you owe so much money on? You mean that? Or are you talking about your business and state occupation tax? Because I don't think he has to pay that every month either. I think that's quarterly.
In that regard.
Now, I'm not swimming in dough, that's for sure, because I'm back paying so much shit. I'm back paying taxes for 2 years that I didn't pay. All right? So I'm not out of the clear. I'm not in the clear. I'm not going to be in the clear for quite a while. But I'm in a situation where, yeah,
he owes more than 2 years of taxes, by the way. The last time he paid taxes was 2017. So theoretically, he owes 3. And he was on a payment plan to pay that back multiple times too. Keep that in mind.
Every month, oh my god, I really need that payment to come through because I'm dying now, because, you know, it's not like that. And I'm happy for that, because I used to not be able to sleep at night, wondering, am I going to get a notice overnight from my bank account that a bill cleared and now I'm overdrafted, or even worse, a bill tried to clear and the bank wouldn't pay it, and now not only did I just get a giant fee against my bank account, but now the bill's unpaid too, and, you know, it was pretty bad for a couple of years there.
No, I'm not a sex god.
Sly 4308 tipped me $1.30. He says, you know, I was going to gift a sub, but I just decided to gift 100 subs to Ninja. Well, there you go. Much like everything going on in the world, the rich get richer, and those who actually need support and struggle don't get it, because people are stupid. Keep feeding the rich, let their bellies get big and swollen, and, you know, let those who actually work hard suffer. That's how it works. That's life.
I mean, I'll be honest, just like any other normal human.
But it doesn't matter how hard you work. If it's still shit, then what does it matter? Like, that doesn't mean anything. You can't just run around angry snorting that, oh, I stream longer than every other streamer, and be mad that people still don't want to support you. They don't watch your shit, and what they see is utter shit. So why would they feel the need to support it? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. And you sitting there and trying to hide behind, basically, the fact that, oh, I work harder than other people, it doesn't show. It doesn't show. There are detractors out there who put way more time and effort into what they do. And you can see it. You can experience it. So how does that work? How is it that your raw, unedited content in these honest streams, right, that you supposedly put so much work into and you care so much about because there's so much raw emotion, right, and it's real and it's truthful, how come that stuff gets less support than the very people who detract and hate on you? What sense does that make? That seems odd. Womp womp.
Am I jealous of certain people and of people who are successful and whatever? Of course I am. Of course I'm going to have jealousy. That's a natural human emotion for those who have more than you. You're always going to have that natural kind of jealousy of those who maybe have been more successful or things like that.
The Funny Maverick just cheers. It's crazy to think that if everyone gives you just $1, there's always at least 300 viewers per stream. You can get your tips called with no problem. True. And I'll say this, all right? I've always said this over the years. Success as a content creator, when it comes to someone like me, it's not about getting a giant sponsorship. It's not about getting a big payday with a contract. And certainly, it's not about one person coming to a stream and dropping a ginormous contribution. It's about crowdfunding. It's about a lot of people giving pretty much an insignificant contribution to them, but it adds up and it actually helps me. You're absolutely right. If, let's say today, we have 300 viewers on this Yakuza 7 stream. If every viewer gave $1, it's not a big sacrifice. Maybe for some people it would be, especially if you're hurting out there right now. And I understand a lot of people out there in the world are not doing so well because of coronavirus and other reasons. And that's why, as I told you guys, contributions are not mandatory nor expected. My streams are free and always will be. But for those of you who actually do have financial support, and you're doing all right, $1 is nothing. $1, you probably blow $1 every day on something, right? But
$1 per stream per viewer? Are you kidding me? I'd be ridiculously
$1 per stream per viewer. Basically, daily tribute is what basically what the Pignosis consists of here. Take this all in.
$1 a month actually helps and adds up, all right? As little as $1 helps, okay? I need that money to pay my WWE champions bills.
if I just think about that, just think about that, how crazy that would be, right? So, yeah, pretty crazy. Just think about that. Insignificant to you.
So basically, everybody who watches his streams would be expected to cough up. Let's see, he streams twice a day, and he streams 6 days. So what's that? So that's $12 a stream. Or no, well, each person would have to cough up $1. Sorry. So it's $2 a day. So what's that? 20. So that'd be what? $12 basically a stream for every person who comes to a stream. And what's that? $48 a month that every person who comes to his stream is expected to kick out? Okay. Okay. If you say so, champ. Basically, $50 a month is what people are expected to give. Anybody and everybody who comes onto his streams, right? You're expected to give $50 a day. Or no, $50 a month, sorry. 2 tribute payments a day and whatnot, 6 days a week, basically $50 a month. Wow. That's assholeish. I know it doesn't sound like much, but that's kind of assholeish the way he put it.
He could completely support and change the life of a content creator. Just giving $1. Something to think about, right? Snowcrawl Chase,
well, if that's the case, what if they watch multiple content creators and they have to pick and choose who they can give their money to? There are people out there who have, what they call it, like Twitch budgets or contribution budgets or membership budgets or whatever that they have for content creators that they choose to absorb, they choose to contribute to, and they only have so much. So what happens if they got to choose, Phil? Then you might get the short end of the stick. Oh well, he should be used to that by now anyway.
Treat every contributor the same. You read every message. You don't give preferential treatment to bigger contributors. It rewards true fans who give humble figures and prevents a new tut situation. Let me put it this way, Tutankhamun. How about this? If
we confirm that everything is legit, which sadly is going to take 2 months, if we can confirm everything is legit, and you contact me in 2 months, then I will send you a shirt, absolutely. But I'm not just going to send you a shirt when we have no guarantee of what's going on is legit, because remember, there may be a chargeback. Like, what if Twitch figures out, oh, this was a fraud, right? Then they might...
Remember, this is 2017. And he said fraud. If Twitch finds out it's fraud. But he was going through Muggsy. Oh, no, never mind. That was when he was giving subs. But I thought you couldn't cheat somebody on subs, though. But we know that's a lie. Well, what? No, that contradicts his lie. Because... That actually contradicts his lie. Because he said that he kept everything that Tut gave him because Twitch and PayPal sided with him. But clearly, that stuff can be scrutinized. And if turned, that only gives even more credence to Tut that he more than likely got it back. It's been a while since I've thought about that.
Charge it back and then none of this will count.
Yes, and for those who don't know what Snowcrawl means by that, a few years ago, there was someone here, his name was Tutankhamun, and he all of a sudden, out of nowhere, came on my streams, no one knew who he was, just started dropping ginormous cheers, started giving giant tips, started dropping sub-bombs. And he did this for about a month and a half, to the point where it was a regular occurrence.
Now, I'll be honest with all of you. When Tutankhamun came along, it was kind of like a godsend.
But all of a sudden, he started basically swinging his dick around. And he was like, oh, because I'm a top contributor, I want you to play this game. Or, oh, look, Tut's on the stream. Everyone talk about me now. So basically, he tried to make the streams his own. Because he felt because he was contributing, he was more important than everyone else here. Alright? Now, I put up with this for about a month and a half. And then after a while, I basically had to talk to the guy behind the scenes and be like, you gotta chill out. You can't keep doing this. Alright? Then within a week of me doing that, he decided he was going to completely flip on me. Claimed I was an awful person, even though I didn't do anything. And then he tried to charge back all of his contributions and get them all back.
That's not true.
Basically,
That's not exactly how that happened. What happened is Swaggins and Sidella ended up having a hair up their asses for whatever reason about him, and they ended up rushing him on a pre-stream or what? No, it was on a stream, but Phil was like on break or some shit. And they ended up bum rushing him or whatever. Tut was like, yo, I don't need this. It is what it is. I'm going to go to LTG's, Low Tier Gods community. They're way more welcoming. I don't need all this nonsense. And then he bounced. Phil comes back and is like, what the fuck's going on? People are saying that Tut ran off. What are you guys doing? Yada, yada, yada. He reached out to Tut behind the scenes. Supposedly Tut was like, yo, I don't need this. If I'm not appreciated, it is what it is. I'm going to charge back all my stuff. Phil said that no, you're not charging anything back and you're not going to win. And then obviously Tut eventually ended up doing it. He more than likely won, and Phil went on a campaign to get this dude back for like 2+ years. And I think one of his mods when Twitch used to have a stream chat admitted that Phil had doxed them in the mod chat. That's how pissed off he was at him. And this was like over a year later. No, it might have been within the same calendar year, actually, when he did that. So it's funny how you won, you boasted for months on end that you won, but yet you decided to dox this dude's personal information in your mod chat, allegedly. Okay. But that's what happened.
final.
Well, for the most
like,
part. Like, there's more to it, but that essentially sums it.
I want all my money back. And I'm like, you're not getting any money back. This fucker tried to steal money from me. And if I look down at the stream chat and everything is tut, 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 it's going to be ban, 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 and then we're going to continue on like normal fucking humans and not idiots.
He failed miserably. I kept everything. He looked like a laughingstock, and he doesn't exist anymore. Alright? He's just a fart in the wind. But the point that Snowcrawl here is making is that I do go out of my way to try to give a shout out to everyone who contributes, because I appreciate it. Again, whether it's $1 or a small cheer, whether you're the top tipper of the year. Right now, Jack's Racks are $100 tipper, right? Biggest contributor of the year. Or whether you're the biggest cheerer of the year. Who was it the other day that did a ridiculous 10,000-bit cheer? I think it was Conduit. Did a 10,000-bit cheer the other day. Crazy huge cheer. It doesn't matter the size of the contribution. You know, you're all appreciated. Again, it's the crowdfunding that allows me to do what I love. And I know that. It's not just about because one super fan comes in here and finances everything. That's not how it works. It's that so many people appreciate what I do that you all collectively work together to allow me to continue to do what I love, and I really appreciate that. Okay?
This is a place of business. I'm a cult leader. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.
Well, there you go. There you go. The fact that Tut still lives rent-free in there is amazing, bro. God damn. It's like luxury high-rises in there or some shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give me a second to straighten up. We will reconvene for final thoughts, and I will let you guys go with your day. I'll see you guys in just a second. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so that's it's been interesting to say the very least. So let's go ahead and give the rundown. First things first, thank you very much to Snort Burnell. I very much appreciate it. And here's our rundown. So destroyed in Call of Gouty. Microsoft's greedy and missing restaurants, and more talk about feces. His scat fetish is all up to him. Him missing restaurants, despite the fact that the situation that's still going on, there's still people dying every day. Sadly, they're like, just shut the fuck up and order in, and that's it. And with takeout, of course, it's gonna be different from when you're actually eating in. It is what it is, and more importantly than that, you're supposed to be broke, so you shouldn't be able to afford to do that anyway. Are you choosing eating out over groceries? Microsoft being greedy. I mean, and at the end of the day, it's the price of doing business. He does business kind of like that, so it is what it is. And Call of Duty, he's garbage, so of course he's gonna get destroyed. Okay, humiliated in Street Fighter. What else could you expect? Massive salt, massive ego, running away from Gojitenks, rage quitting. That Ryu destroyed him. Gojitenks yet again outthought him and outplayed him. Like I said, Super Turbo is like the last bastion of his success. The YouTube success is gone. The FGC notoriety is gone. He never obtained any success streaming on Twitch or YouTube, respectfully. He's gained infamy with the flappening, but outside of that, he has nothing. So, but it's the last thing he can hold on to. End of story. Stealing ideas for the emotes, shitty emotes, and the Microsoft reaction. That emote thing is wild. That's all I got to say about that. And actually, let's go ahead and tie in the that whole shit's just wild. It's so scumbagish. It's, you know, petty piggy Phil at his best. That's just disgusting. That's crazy disgusting. Okay, no sex talk, whatever. Massive rant about Equilibrium's flap incident emotes, and then leaving the flap incident in the past. You can never leave. It's never going to go anywhere. The Equilibrium situation goes back to the previous video. Just fucked up shit all around. The fact that he can't profit off it, no one else can profit off it. It's really disgusting. It's really pathetic, to be honest with you. And it's funny how you want this to be in the past, but you want to profit off of it, and you want to make sure no one else can profit off of it. If that's not pathetic, I don't know what is. And let's see what do I do with cooking oil? We'll leave that alone. It wasn't even funny enough to even respond to be honest. It was just him being stupid for the sake of being stupid. But I do think there was some truth to him being very, very pissed off at the fact that people clowned his dumb ass for pouring that shit down the toilet. But that's his own fault. You know what I'm saying? Stupid is as stupid Jesus Christ. Stupid is as stupid does. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. End of story. Money to spare. Funny how that happens when you're supposedly supposed to be broke. Sodium alert. Hey, we're tapping into new salt mines on the regular. Goutopia is a very, very big place. There's a lot of people manufacturing. There's Voltboy. There's LSB. Everybody has a salt mine somewhere. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So you get it where you get it. There's new veins discovered on a regular basis, and $1 helps. I've already kind of broken that down. Like that right there is kind of silly, because each person is expected to give up about $50 a month. You know what I'm saying? Each person is expected to give up essentially $50 a month. Each viewer who shows up, and that's whether you show up on the first stream, the second stream, or just at all. You're kind of expected to just send your tribute. That's why he that's why he says occasionally that, hey, if you can't come to the streams, you can still donate. You can still contribute through Streamlabs or my Patreon or whatever, or to directly to his PayPal. You can do that too. So that's a thing. At the end of the day, he's never going to obtain that, so he should just give that shit up. Like that $1 a day from a person, from a collective of people, is not going to happen. Those days are long gone. It's strictly the whales and the brain dead pay picks from here on out. End of story. And he knows that. And he knows that he's basically boxed himself in, and he can't reach past that ceiling. or break through that ceiling, if you will, because of how he boxed himself in. But that's what happens when you're a cuck. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it, and I'll see you guys for the next video or broadcast or whatever, whenever that may be, hopefully sooner than later. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snort Report, and this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions for Goutopia, the Goutopia News Network, and for Snortbucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company. I've been your host / anchor, GTG, and I'm signing off. Take care of yourselves, guys. Later.